Miami, and we welcome you. Brewers TV, it's presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is a picture-perfect Friday night in Miami. The roof is open. It's the Brewers and the Marlins. Game one of a three-game series. Bryce Terang reached base in all 16 games, 21 overall. If you go back to last season, he's been on a tear all year long. Back in the starting lineup tonight. Ankle is holding up just fine. Liam Hicks, you can find his name dotted on the National League leaderboard. 18 ribbies, tied for fourth in the National League. Upstart Marlins in their City Connects here tonight. We got a Major League debut tonight as well. The Brewers bring up Coleman Crow. He's got a pass list of about 35 tonight, and Crow is going to get his Major League career started. He matches up against a former Brewer, Jansen Junk. Fourth start of the year for the Marlins for Junk. And hi, everybody. We welcome you. Great to have you with us from Miami. Brian Anderson along with Tim Dillard. We'll hear from Sophia Minard in just a moment. My first game here with the roof open. We're all excited about that. The wind is blowing. Could be some home runs tonight. We'll see. Brewers have not relied on the home run ball in the last two games, Tim. They have gone full-on, old-school, small ball to win back-to-back 2-1 games.
Well, they started out hot, 8-2, and then after a 6-loss skid, I think what they had to do is get back to basics. Well, what do you do well? You hit the ball, you put it in play, and you make things happen with the legs. They bunted 3 times in the game the other day, just using their legs, putting pressure on the other team. And this is what happened to them a few times down the stretch during that losing streak. And then it was the bullpen. They had a little bit of a glitch in the matrix. And, I mean, go back to however long you want. The bullpen has had no problems. They ran into a skid, but, man, they figured it out. Adjustments were there. Tempers were flaring. Bullpen lined up. All the clubs in the bag they're able to use. The bunts, they're swinging it. Right now, they're clicking on all cylinders, but they're going to be facing a really tough Marlins lineup. They like to steal bases, too.
Yeah, and they're very good here at home. And now the Brewers are going to give the ball to a guy who is going to achieve a lifelong dream here, and he is the perfect Brewer player, Sophia, an overachiever. Coleman Crow makes his debut tonight.
Absolutely. A dream come true for him here to make his Major League debut in Miami. Coleman Crow on the top 30 list of prospects, according to MLB Pipeline for the Brewers. He currently comes in at number 27, and he's got a great story. Drafted back in 2019 by the Angels in the 28th round. Had to come back from Tommy John surgery, was acquired by the Brewers in December of 2023 in a trade with the New York Mets. Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor were a part of that deal, and he has come up the minor league system since then. So again, missed all of 2024 with Tommy John surgery, had 12 starts between Biloxi and Nashville last season, pitched well in that year, a 324 earned run average, and he was off to a good start in AAA Nashville. So Kyle Harrison, it was supposed to be his turn, but now Coleman Crow gets the opportunity. Here's what he had to say in spring training about how he hopes to contribute to this team.
I think, the best version of me is a guy that goes out there and attacks the strike zone. Not going to walk a lot of guys. Going to control the running game. Biggest thing is just attack. That's the word that comes to mind when I think about myself as a player. Is just go out there and attack and let the defense work. I'm not a guy that's going to strike out 12, 13 a game, but I'll take my shots at a strikeout when I get them. But I think producing weak contact, letting your defense work, and also, I feel like a big piece of it that I have that a lot of guys don't is just being an athlete on the mound, like being able to field your position and make plays like some bunts, 1-6-3s, whatever may happen. Kind of feel your position, because once you let go of the ball, it's almost like you're the ninth fielder. So you're really just a shortstop out there. So that's one thing I take pride in, and just executing pitches.
Well, Bryce Terang and the Brewers, they finished the homestand with 2 wins to snap the losing streak. They hope to continue that momentum here in Miami as they start a 6-game road trip. Coleman Crow takes the mound coming up
next. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. And by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. The golden hour here in Miami. Beautiful night for baseball. Roof is open for the 3rd time this year. They had it open 16 times last year. It is rare. It gets too hot here in the summer, but we're going to enjoy this one tonight. Brian Anderson with Tim Dillard, our Emmy-winning reporter Sophia Minard. our producer in the truck, Brent Reeland, our director, John Walsh, and we are delighted to have you with us as we get ready for first pitch here tonight. Pat Murphy and the Brew Crew having won back-to-back 2-1 games to finish out the homestand. Brewers come in at 10-8, and Pat Murphy in his third season just celebrated his 200th career victory, and you ask him about it, he says, I didn't have anything to do with it. I just sit here and I hold up this railing, and the players deserve all the credit. Back-to-back Manager of the Year in the National League, now 200 career victories. Check his starting lineup, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sal Frelick, William Contreras, and Bryce Terang make up the top. Terang's back in the 3-hole. Gary Sanchez will be the DH with Jake Bowers, Luis Rengifo back over at third, and then Garrett Mitchell, Greg Jones, and David Hamilton. Joey Ortiz getting the night off from the starting lineup. And it is a former Brewer, a pitcher with a last name Junk. Perfectly named, Dilly. Jansen Junk on the mound.
With the Brewers a couple years ago for just 5 relief appearances, but found a home here in Miami. The 30-year-old drafted way back in 2017, the second round. He's been optioned 15 times. It shows the resilience of this young man. Had just 40 career major league innings before signing with Miami back in February of last year. And you know what? He's been really good at home. He's got a 3 ERA here in 11 2/3. Doesn't walk a lot of guys, doesn't strike out a lot of guys. Look for a lot of contact in this one. And let's check out this Marlins defense. Javier Sanoa in left, Jacob Marcy in center, Owen Casey in right, and around the infield, Pauly, Lopez, Edwards, Norby, and behind the plate, Augustine Ramirez.
4-man umpiring crew is in place. That is Derek Thomas calling the balls and strikes. Corey Blazer at first base. Jansen Visconti at second base. And there's Corey Blazer switching sides with Sean Barber. And Sal Frelick ready to lead off for the Brew Crew. Back in that leadoff position. Brewers still rolling along without some major weapons in their lineup. Andrew Vaughn, Jackson Churio still on the injured list. 2 big right-handed bats. And, of course, Christian Yelich going to be down a month or so with that adductor strain. So the Brewers carry on, and they use little ball, small ball to win the last 2 games against the Blue Jays. We're ready to go. All the pieces in place. Jansen Junk ready to fire. First pitch presented by Aurora Healthcare, and off we go. Brewers in their powder blue road tops with those gray bottoms. Back on the road once again. The Marlins lost yesterday to the Braves, and they've lost back-to-back games, but they are 7-3 here in their home ballpark. They're 2-7 on the road. And Frelick whistles that one foul. Nice play by the ball dude down there. Spicoli.
Probably going to enjoy a slice after that one. Yeah.
Shades. He's rocking the locks.
He played it off. He's like, this is just a normal day.
It's a modern-day Kelly Leak out there. Going to ride off in his motorcycle later, smoking a cigarette. Got to be of a certain vintage to get that reference. Bad News Bears. Way to go, Kelly Leak. 2-2 the count. Frelick, Contreras, and Terang will start it for the Brew Crew. And a little jam shot. That is going to get down, a base hit. And Frelick able to dunk one into left in a good way to start the night as the Brewers put a man on. All right, Timmy, your Miller time game plan. What do you have tonight?
Well, what we're going to see is a lot of stolen bases throughout this game, but where the Brewers have an advantage here is taking advantage of Ramirez. And I mean, you look at the catchers for the Marlins, they've allowed 26 stolen bases this year. And then the other thing is just be ready to swing the bat. Junk doesn't strike out a lot of guys, doesn't walk a lot of guys. He will fill up the zone. You got to be ready to swing.
Here's William Contreras. I am very curious to see how the ballpark plays with the roof open. Of course, they had the World Baseball Classic here. It was rocking. This place was sold out. Huge crowds enjoying all the excitement of the WBC. That's a little cue shot. Step on the bag at first. Norby goes to second, and the tag
is in time for the double play. That was well done. Connor Norby took the force at first, which required the tag at second, and it ends up as a 3-6 double play. Pat Murphy giving it a courtesy look. He'll pass on a challenge, and it wipes out a leadoff single.
Well, Contreras saw something he thought was going to be down the middle, ends up squaring it off the end of the bat on that sweeper off the plate. Great play by Norby. Good footwork, able to throw and get Frelick at second.
Yeah, that goes 3-4, I should say. It was Edwards who went over to cover, if you like keeping the book at home. So 2 outs here is Bryce Terang, back in the number 3 position. In the absence of Christian Yelich, Terang has found himself batting third here quite often lately in a run producer's position. He was the leadoff man for a good chunk of the early portion of the schedule. Third game in the number 3 spot for Terang.
Well, that's a good move too, because his production and extra base hits and felt like it was kind of being wasted in that leadoff spot. You want to get him up there with a lot of guys on base, so putting Frelick at the top of the order gives him a different look. He was batting what, 6th and 7th for most of the season.
On base percentage good enough for third. Checking into play here today. Terang's been an on base machine. The active on base streak still belongs to Shohei Ohtani. He's at 48 straight games going back to last year. Terang's on base streak is 22 now, going back to last season. And he's been on base in all 16 games he's played this year. He's been getting into a lot of deep counts. Pitches per plate appearance is up. And Terang hoping to reach for Gary Sanchez due next. 3-2 the count. Junk working off the extreme first base side of the rubber. And Terang fights that one off foul. Appropriately named. He falls in line with guys like Bob Walk, Homer Bailey. Any other great pitcher names you can think of, Tim?
Any other brain busters? Well, he's got some junk too. Slider, changeup, sweeper, curveball. Of course, the four-seam fastball. And if you're going to throw it on Bryce Terang, you better get it up and in.
That's been the sequence thus far. Terang's going to see at least 8 pitches in this opening sequence. Brewers have been chasing up the pitch count on the starters here lately. And Terang hits it sharply, but right at Connor Norby, and he'll flip it to Junk covering the bag, and it ends up a 3-batter inning after a leadoff single. Major League debut is ahead of us. Welcome to the show, Coleman Crow.
Dad.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Open air evening at Lone Depot Park in Miami. And the Coleman Crow fan club is in full force. His parents, Brian and Macy, are here with a whole bunch of others. Sisters, brother, wife's parents, grandparents. His high school coach has made it here to Miami. Georgia boy done good. And his first ever pitch in the big leagues is ball 1. Anxious to see him pitch here, Tim. He comes with a lot of high praise. Matt Arnold was raving about Coleman Crow, the Brewers president and general manager. They love his competitiveness. First of all, they love the AAA starting rotation, which means they can dip in situations like this and feel confident bringing a guy to the major leagues. That's his signature pitch right there, the curveball.
Yep, curveball, almost 3,000 RPMs. A lot of spin rate. Also mixes in a cutter in the upper 80s. He's going to look to mix it up here with 5 different pitches.
Ground ball, has got to cover the bag. Oh, nice play by Crow. His scouting report is he is an elite athlete, and his first out in the big leagues on a 3-1 putout. Nice play by the young Brewer pitcher, and let's see if he's all right.
Yeah, good cutter down and in, gets the rollover, maybe a broken bat.
Ooh, hit the bag awkwardly.
Yeah, Bauer's usually good at this, but this is a long throw trying to find Crow in the flat. I think he was okay, and then he kind of was, once the adrenaline wore off for a second, started questioning a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's an ankle, and Brad Epstein, the Brewers athletic trainer, is asking him to try to walk a little bit, see if he's got mobility there. Man, you wouldn't want to see that. First ball in play against Crow in the big leagues. Jacob Marcy rolls out on a 3-1 putout. I mean, you know the adrenaline's rolling.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a major league debut, Tim, something I never experienced. You did. I mean, it's like you hear players say it's like you black out on the mound for a second.
Yeah, you very rarely have a time to actually remember. It's usually afterwards where everybody's like, hey, great job. And you're like, what happened? I blacked out. That's how you debate. Well, you could see the concerned look on the family, but I guarantee Crow has no chance of coming out of this game. You know, that's probably what they're telling him. They're like, do you want to come out? He's like, absolutely not.
It was just a little out of stride. It was a heck of a play by Crow to make the catch and then get his foot on the bag.
Well, I think he probably wanted to take another stutter step with that left foot and then touch it with the right, but his instincts took over and said just one long stride.
He was drafted and signed by the Angels, and it was a late pick, 28th rounder. He's always been a guy that has overachieved. He was traded to the Mets. He was injured while with the Mets. First ball swinging, Xavier Edwards. And pop-ups will be a little tricky with the wind blowing as it is. No problem for Rengifo. And 2 gone as we check the Potawatomi Sportsbook Miami batting order. You've met Marcy and Edwards. Augustine Ramirez. In the middle, it's Hicks, Lopez, and Casey, with Norby, Sanoja, and Pauly rounding out the starting 9 for the Fish. 2 up, 2 down. Augustine Ramirez, Marlins catcher, made a run at Rookie of the Year a year ago. Coleman Crow deals, and a foul ball out of play. How about the landmark Credit Union defense there, Dilly?
Yeah, we got Jones out in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, Sal Frelick in right. Around the infield, Rengifo, Hamilton, Terang, Bowers, and then William Contreras gets the rookie.
Good guy to have behind the plate for Crow. That's a liner, pulled down the line, foul. And it's a ball and 2 strikes on Ramirez. Foul balls for everyone tonight on a Friday night. Kind of a sparse crowd here at Lone Depot Park. Crow trying to post a 1-2-3 inning in his first inning in the big leagues. And he's got Ramirez 1-2, and that one misses. It's not a big fastball for Crow. He's added a cutter, more prevalent cutter, as a member of the Brewers organization. And a little soft liner to right. Frelick lays out and makes the play. Easy to pitch in the big leagues with defense like that. And the Gold Glover, Sal Frelick, full extension, puts that one away. And the side is retired. Team Crow enjoying all of that. Frelick says, I got you, Rook. No problem. 1-2-3 inning in the books for Coleman Crow. Off and running here at Lone Depot Park, home of the Marlins. Cheeseheads are out. Good to see a lot of Brewers fans in the ballpark tonight and around town. It's a good place to follow the Brewers on the road here in Miami. Gary Sanchez will lead off. First ball swinging, a high fly ball to left. It is hooking. Is it fair or foul? It is a foul ball. Man, a mammoth blast off the bat of Sanchez.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot, but usually it's a home run. Gets out in front big time. That's a fastball at the top of the zone, too.
That wind really pushed it into foul territory. Standing on the field before the game, the wind was definitely at your back, blowing out to left, kind of coming across as it whips through the stadium. I'm no wind expert, but it feels like it comes in from left field, swirls around, and then shoots back out down the left field line, like in from left center.
You sound like a wind expert.
Yeah, I was, I was out there doing a little wind evaluations before the game with Pat Murphy.
Well, I was sitting in front of the dugout over there getting blasted with wind as it blew straight out to center field, and I'm thinking, if I'm a bullpen guy, I'm like, maybe I'm a little sore today.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to be out there. But
Feels like a hitter's day. It's normally not the case here at Lone Depot Park. It is very much a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Massive alleys. Got the tall wall out there. And it's a great place to pitch, but maybe a little bit different with the wind coming through here as it is. 15 to 20 mile an hour gust of wind here in South Florida. 2-2 to Sanchez, and it's ball 3. Jake Bauers due next. Those are the two Brewers home run leaders coming into play here tonight at 5 apiece. Payoff pitch. And he got him. Junk with the slider. Strikes out Sanchez, his first K of the game.
Well, this is one of the big pitches for Junk, especially when it comes to strikeout pitches. Righties are going to see it. They're only batting 118 against it coming into this one. That pitch cast brought to you by Hyundai. I mean, that right there was the exact pitch and exact location that you want.
So 1 away. Here is Bauers. He takes strike 1. Jake with 5 home runs, 13 driven in. Coming off a terrific homestand. Had 5 hits and 3 homers on the homestand against the Nationals and the Blue Jays. Brewers survived a 6-game losing streak. Pulled out of it with back-to-back 2-1 wins the last 2 days against Toronto, the reigning American League champions. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Bauers slaps one to the opposite field. Nice piece of hitting there. And Bauers is aboard with a second hit for Milwaukee.
Well, one thing we told you about Junk beforehand is he will err on the side of throwing strikes. He realizes walks are the enemy, is not his game. Tries to go up in the zone, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Bauers just goes with it. We've seen that a lot from Bauers lately.
Yes.
Pulling the ball early in the season and now really settling in and using all fields.
Had an opposite field home run on the last homestand. That tells you he's dialed. He certainly is. Brings up Luis Rengifo. He's probably a little more relaxed back over at third base, a position he is more comfortable with. Got his first ever start and innings at first base. Never played first base in the minor leagues or the major leagues. Needed his bat in the lineup, the switch hitter. He goes to the opposite field. Rengifo finally snaps a long offer. He had a sacrifice fly in yesterday's game, and he snaps an 0 for 20 with a base hit to the opposite field. 2 on, 1 away for the Brewers here in the second inning.
One thing I saw from Rengifo early on when he was getting his starts was his ability to hit the ball the other way. We saw it with the right hand batting stance, shooting it to the 4-hole, and now we're seeing it in the left-handed batting stance, hitting it through the 6-hole. I wonder if Graham Pauly over at third kind of slipped when he went to kind of go for it.
That's got to feel good for Rengifo. Finally got one to fall. Now Mitchell. Garrett's had a big RBI start to the season. 13 driven in. Tied with Bauers for the team lead in RBIs. He had 5 RBIs in a game against Kansas City. That was back on April 4th, first game of a doubleheader. That was a career best in a single game for Garrett Mitchell. Making his 13th start of the year in center field. Playing in his 17th game, and that's a major stat for Garrett Mitchell. The fact that he's been available every day. Playing injury-free so far this season. No balls and a strike. 2 men aboard with 1 out. And it's 0-2. Changeup.
It's one of those changeups that a lot of lefties are going to see in this lineup. Throw a lot of changeups, a lot of curveballs to lefties. Of course, early on, we've seen some sweepers.
Ball and 2 strikes on Mitchell. And Bowers and Rengifo take off. No throw anywhere. Pitch was low. Augustin Ramirez had major troubles throwing the baseball a year ago. It's a double steal. Both runners, Tim, got good jumps, especially Bowers, the lead runner.
I think there'd already been 2 disengagements. I think he was just trying to time him up, knowing he's probably not going to step off again or pick.
Oh, wait a minute. That looked like a balk to me. Did Ramirez get the timeout? Home plate umpire Derek Thomas says he granted him the timeout. That pitch clock was winding down. And Pat Murphy wants an explanation. You could faintly hear Derek Thomas, the home plate umpire, said he called timeout
Verbally.
Before the motion of the pitcher started, although visually it didn't look like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's starting now.
That knee goes up, and then as soon as that happens, Ramirez popped out.
I can understand, and Mitchell was right there.
That's dangerous. I think Mitchell was saying, careful.
Second and third. Mitchell had a good hack at that, fouls it back. Big scoring chance early here for the Brew Crew.
Well, we knew early on that stolen bases were going to be a big deal. I mean, but stealing third, Brewers haven't done a ton of that. Especially Bowers. He does have 3 stolen bases now in the season, but I think they're just taking advantage of what Ramirez is able to provide.
Brewers lead the majors in stolen bases. The Marlins are second in that category. It's going to be a big factor. 29 steals now. Bowers and Rengifo both credited with stolen bases on that double steal. And now Mitchell trying to put the ball in play. Marlins have their infield in this early in the game. And a strikeout. Mitchell cuts and misses. High cheese from Jansen Junk. And a strikeout for the second out of the inning. That'll send the infielders back to regular depth.
Well, multiple times we've seen when Junk has to make a pitch, he goes to a fastball elevated. Mitchell unable to catch up with that one. Brings up Greg Jones.
Jones makes his second start as a big leaguer with the Brewers. Called him up when Yelich went on the injured list. Did have a hit in his first start as a Brewer against the Blue Jays. Jones is a switch hitter. Chance for some RBIs here. He's been a good hitter down in the minor leagues. He was hitting over 300 in Nashville. Pretty good sample size to start the year. Playing every day there. 13 games, hitting .317, had 13 hits in the 13 games and had 7 RBIs. He is a very fast runner as well. Anything on the ground, have a chance. Change up in there, it's 1-2.
And a good defender as well. We've seen him make some plays in the outfield. Saw a lot in spring training.
Got a good arm.
That kind of goes with the model that we've seen the Brewers go with. Fast, put the ball in play.
Chopper, third base. Tough play here. Throw to first, and it is just in time. Paulie got off a good throw. Bang, bang play. And Junk strands 2 Brewers aboard in scoring position. No challenge from Murph. And we head to the Marlins half of the second. Scoreless in Miami.
Brewers and Marlins here in Miami, and a good start for Coleman Crow in his major league debut. Just 25 years old, gets his opportunity here. A dream come true for him. We told you a little bit about his background, being drafted by the Angels back in 2019, worked his way back from Tommy John surgery, and was acquired in a trade with the New York Mets in December of 2023. So for Coleman Crow, a great opportunity for him here, guys. And Jim Henderson was saying that he's got great stuff. They learned a lot about him at spring training. The curveball is elite. It's a 60 grade curveball, not a big fastball, but he said he's got great pitchability. He's athletic on the mound. We saw that already in the first inning. Pat Murphy had a really nice comparison for him. How about Tim Hudson? Great 17-year career with the A's, the Giants, and the Braves.
Good stuff, Sophia. I love when Sophia gets into the scouting verbiage. 60 grade.
60.
That is a scouting term. 80 grade being Hall of Fame level. So a 60 grade is very high. Jim Henderson also rated Matt Arnold's pickleball game today as a 20 grade pickleball effort today. Just by comparison. 20 grade pickleball by the head of baseball operations.
Well, Crow, not a huge guy, 5'10", 175, able to get down the mound, stay low, and spin it really well. So, yeah, Tim Hudson, good comparison.
Successful challenge by William Contreras. He is on a successful challenge binge right now. Tim and I talked to home plate umpire Derek Thomas. We warned him. The hand's going to go on the helmet quite often tonight. He said, I'm ready. Little flare, foul territory. Bowers, and he can't come up with it. That ball just died. Looked like a little drop shot. And Bowers couldn't squeeze it.
Well, you could tell he was kind of had to change his route after 3 or 4 steps. Wonder if that wind kind of knocked it down. So he takes off, then he has to kind of bolt a different direction back towards the dugout. A little easier for a right-handed first baseman to make that tough play.
1-2 grounded foul. Well, Tim has made a major league debut. I have experienced a major league debut as a family member when my brother Mike was called up in 1993, and I can tell you it is more excruciating on the family than it is the player.
Oh, of course.
100%. Bouncer foul, just missed the bag. Good effort there by Bowers. Especially with a pitcher, because you are riding with every pitch. And, you know, family members we're irrational.
Of course.
We think every base hit is going to mean that he's immediately taken out and sent to the minor leagues. It's not going to happen. Look, they're all on the edge of their seat. A lot of nervous energy. You can see it in their body language, even just the way they're talking to each other, phrases that are coming out of their mouths. People who never swear start to swear. It changes a person, Tim. Fly ball into left. Nice and easy for Jones, and there is out number 1, and every out feels like a massive victory. Look at her, she's waving herself.
I think for Coleman Crow, I think he knew this was going to happen. He got sidelined by some injuries, had Tommy John a few years ago, trying to put all the pieces together, and I think the Brewers had plans for him to get it to the big leagues. I don't think this early. I think the injuries, you know, guys getting pushed back, that kind of accelerated him a little bit, but for guys that make their debut, there's so much groundwork that is laid on their thought process. Physically, are they ready to go? And then by the time it happens, they feel like they've done it before. Honestly, a lot of guys, he's pitching like he's done it before, and that's really the ultimate compliment you can get. Hey, you look like you've been out there in a big league game before.
Those spring training games are important. You get around your big league teammates. You get a chance to throw to Contreras, whether it's the bullpen or in a spring training game. And obviously Contreras is in the hitter meetings going through the opposing lineup. So you kind of feel like you have a partner back there and an experienced catcher, one of the great catchers in the game right now in William Contreras. Crow looks comfortable, and that is a nasty curveball. Look at him. Yeah! Strikeout. First one in the big leagues for Coleman Crow. It is Otto Lopez, his first victim. He's in the book. And 2 men are out here in the second inning. He's retired 5 in a row.
They're going to take that ball, slap a hologram sticker on it, cement it in history.
First ball swinging up the middle and a base hit. Owen Casey wasting no time. He got sawed off, but he's got a base hit. One for the memory books. That nasty curve just hissing. If you're into the analytics and the RPMs, it's up over 3,000 RPMs, which is exceptional.
Well, what that does is it makes it look like it's a strong strike longer, where a batter's like, oh, it has to be a strike. I'm going to go ahead and commit to that before it darts out of the zone.
Jason Schauger, Brewers' fine equipment manager, taking care of that baseball. Connor Norby at the plate. 2 outs, runner at first. First time Crow has pitched with a base runner. He has a very good move, as you just saw. He's an exceptional athlete, quick feet, as we saw when he covered first base. He can keep runners close, which you know William Contreras will appreciate. In the air, shallow center field. Terang is right there. And the inning is over, and Team Crow up on their feet. They've survived 2 innings with their man on the mound. He's got 2 scoreless in the books. We go to the 3rd. No score in Miami.
Take home a brand new Brewers windbreaker giveaway on Saturday, April 25th. Be one of the first 25,000 fans through the gates and get your windbreaker, courtesy of Quartz. Visit brewers.com/giveaways.
David Hamilton leads off for the Brew Crew as we go to the 3rd inning in Miami. First game of a 3-game series. Remember, tomorrow is a 3 o'clock Central Time start. Adjust your calendar, Tim. I know that's news to you right now. It is not a night game tomorrow. Late afternoon affair. Change up. Hamilton couldn't check his swing, and it's 0-2. Great pitching matchup tomorrow. And the Brewers will have a late afternoon game here in Miami. Brandon Woodruff and Sandy Alcantara. 2 big name pitchers tomorrow. 0-2 to Hamilton. In the air, foul. That's going to slice into the seats. David getting to start at shortstop tonight, in for Joey Ortiz.
I think they really wanted to load up on the left-handed batters to face Junk. His splits are really big. Lefty's batting over 300, righty's batting in the 100s.
Those are the splits. That is a drastic difference. It's early, but pretty big discrepancy there in his first 3 starts. And Hamilton had a good rip. Junk beat the Brewers last year in July, pitching against his old mates. He was with the Brewers in 2023 and 2024, mostly in the minor leagues. 7 games in the majors with the Brew Crew back in those years. Coming off a start in Detroit last Saturday, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned in 5 innings against the Tigers. Tigers are on a hot streak right now. They've won 6 straight. Brewers will see them next. It's always a shock to the system to go from Miami in April to Detroit. Hopefully the weather's going to calm down in Detroit.
Well, you talk about tough environments too. I mean, he has 2 games here at the Dome, ends up going to Detroit. Cold, windy, and pretty much anytime you see a player's jersey kind of flapping in the wind while they're coming set can tell you that it's not ideal conditions. Fell behind on a lot of hitters in that particular game.
Hamilton lashes one, foul territory. That's going to drop safely, and Hamilton's at-bat continues.
Brewers are definitely aware of the strike-throwing capability of Jansen Junk. And I think that's one of the reasons you're starting to see a lot of these pitch counts. We've seen a 7-pitch at-bat, 8-pitch at-bat, 6-pitch at-bat. Really getting the pitch count up there.
Hamilton rolls over one. And a flip to Junk covering the bag. That was the slider. That's his big out pitch. And Hamilton retired to start the 3rd. Back to the top of the order now, Sal Frelick. How about we hear a word from Potawatomi Sportsbook?
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
Second time around now against Jansen Junk. Sal Frelick reached on a single his first time up to start the game. Slapped one to the opposite field. Brewers had 2 on 2 singles last inning. Stranded him at second and third. Hitting with runners in scoring position has been a bit of a challenge for the Brewers. And they stranded 2 in that first inning. Had 2 at-bats with a runner in scoring position. Hitting just 170 going back to April 7th. Obviously some big pieces in that lineup are missing, but that is an area the Brewers would like to improve upon in this series. Hasn't been a problem getting runners on. Brewers are among league leaders in walks. As a team, the Brewers lead the majors in walks and have a number of players that are high on that list. Frelick, a pop-up. Otto Lopez, the Marlins shortstop, puts it away. 2 men are gone here in the third.
Well, it kind of goes in waves, right? At the beginning of the season, it felt like every run they drove in was with 2 outs. They could do no wrong. It didn't matter. And then all of a sudden you fast forward and they had to play small ball to squeak out a couple of wins. And now you look at it and hits have been hard to come by. Of the 3 hits, all singles, all from lefties going to the opposite field. And Junk, no signs of letting up.
Here's William Contreras with 2 outs. Hackett at the first pitch. Coming into play today, the Brewers, and mostly on the strength of the early success. They're still top 5 in the National League in runs scored. They're averaging over 5 a game. Top 5 in the National League in on-base percentage. That's a high drive into deep left field, a mile in the air, and it is going to be caught just shy of the wall. Sanoa makes the play. Contreras shot that straight up into the Miami night. Just missed it a click on the bat. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Junk. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite. Taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. But the new banners from old championships proudly displayed next to the right field foul pole. The Craig Council, Chicken Runs at Midnight, the 97 title. And then, of course, the 2003 World Series title. 2-time champs, the Miami Marlins, then known as the Florida Marlins. Javier Sanoja will lead off for the Fish. I'll tell you what, Tim, it is impressive that Coleman Crowe is showing as much poise as he is showing right now. For a guy making his major league debut, he looks like a guy that has thought about this, visualized this, put himself in this position many times.
He's able to dial back when he needs to. I mean, think about how everything escalated. The first batter of the game, he's running to cover first. Next thing you know, the trainer's out. Gets his first major league strikeout. Place goes crazy. Next guy, first pitch, ambush base hit. And the whole time you're like, man, this is flying by. You can see there, just 29 pitches here in the third.
Been a strike thrower here. He's been on a regular rotation in AAA Nashville. I talked to Matt Arnold, who's with the team, before the game about Crowe, and he says, you know, we have multiple high-level options in AAA. Had him out in front of that. Sanoja puts it in the seats. That's that good sweeper that he's added to go along with his downer curveball. So you got to deal with 2 different varieties of the curve.
Well, and all the while, too, don't sleep on the cutter. Probably more of a threat to lefties.
1-2 the count. And a fastball grounded out to Terang. He snatches one. Brewers are high-level defense tonight. Family's loving it up there. Frelick has made a great play. Terang. Crowe himself made a nice play covering the bag in his first play of the game.
I mean, if this doesn't give you confidence to pitch to contact, I don't know what will. This ball's skipping along the turf. Bryce Terang makes it look about as easy as it can be. That is not an easy play, especially right when the dirt hits that turf in the shallow outfield.
Here's Graham Pauley now, number 9 hitter. Coleman Crowe. Major League debut. It's the 9th different starting pitcher the Brewers have used this year in 19 games. Second most in the majors. Paulie's made a nice play at third. Cut down Greg Jones to end the second inning with runners at second and third. Hasn't hit much this year for the Marlins. Oh, big swing right there. He's got a lot of power.
Well, he's made his hits count. He has 8 hits. 6 of those are doubles.
4 lefties and a switch hitter in the lineup against Crow. With the scouting tools these days, easy to find out. That is a yacker. What a pitch. The bottom drops out of that curve. And a backwards K. Second strikeout for Coleman Crow.
I mean, just the difference. Before that, sees a high fastball at 92 miles an hour and then just 75. And look at the spin on it. Which way is it spinning? Is it going to be a fastball up or curveball right on the black of the plate?
And that is something special right there. Those are the kind you hear go by, hissing at you.
We need somebody with a microphone to get closer. Just get out there so we can hear the hiss. Yeah,
2 outs. Jacob Marcy at the plate. Grounded out his first time up. That was that excellent play. That Crow covering the bag. And right out of the gates had to show off some of his athleticism. First time through the batting order, the Marlins go 1 for 8. Marcy shows bunt, takes a ball. You just don't know what you're going to get with a player making his major league debut, especially a pitcher. Able to check his swing, Marcy. Corbin Burns made his major league debut in this ballpark. Pitched well. And it's his first walk. Marcy didn't bite. Crow stayed in on him. Missed with the cutter. That's a pitch that he has used a lot more as a Brewer. Brewers are a very cutter-happy franchise. It has changed careers. When you think about Burns and you think about Chad Patrick, it's almost a requirement. If you're kind of fringy, the cutter can elevate you into something more than that.
Well, talking to Chris Hook the other day just about the technology and what they do. Basically, they get a guy and they start tinkering with what they can do well. And it really only takes a couple of bullpens to realize they can do this type of pitch or they can't. And so once you kind of run the guy through the gauntlet, you kind of have a pretty good idea of what's going to make them tick. And this is in contrast to years ago when you had to throw multiple bullpens across weeks and months, maybe all of spring training. Multiple pitching coaches saying, hey, try this. Hey, try this. Next thing you know, you're throwing 50-pitch bullpens and you hadn't gotten anywhere.
Yeah, you're fully taxed. That's where the high-speed cameras and the pitching lab, it's changed the game with how pitchers have changed their arsenal, and you can do it so much faster because not only is it the visual, it's all the data that comes out as well.
Well, pitchers don't want to throw 100-pitch bullpens to try to figure out how their stuff works. So they're able to cut that in half and allow these guys to get better faster.
0-1 and a hot shot that's through for a base hit. Xavier Edwards is a hitting machine, and he singles into right field. Second hit of the game for the Marlins. So a walk and a single, second time through the batting order as these Marlins start to get a look for the first time at Coleman Crow. Edwards checks in 5th in the majors in batting. Starting play today, he's hitting .338. He's top 6 in total hits in the major leagues. He's been doing this all year thus far.
Well, he gets a cutter, and I mean, I think lefties are talking in the dugout, and they're going, okay, what are you seeing? I'm seeing at least one cutter in per lefty at bat. Got to think that maybe that's kind of what he was looking for.
Got a bear down here. Ramirez takes a strike, starts him with a sinking fastball. That's not a pitch he used a lot of. His arsenal at AAA. Stronger mix with the curve, the cutter, and the four-seam fastball. The 0-1. Ooh, beat him with that fastball. Another sinker.
Well, then what's that tell you right there? A 91-mile-an-hour sinker, and the guy's emergency late on it just tells you that he is looking for something off speed, probably a curveball, but either way, he is waiting a long time.
And you know, William Contreras is recognizing all of this. Here's the 0-2 and a swing and a miss. Contreras sticking with the fastball, and Coleman Crow picks up his third strikeout. He strands 2 Marlins, his first spot of bother, and he fires a fastball right by Ramirez. Yeah, says the fam.
Brewers and Marlins back here in Miami, the Major League debut for Brewers starter Coleman Crow. We're sitting with his family. They have been loving this night, having the best time. Here with his mother, Macy Crow. And Macy, just how are you feeling? How do you describe this, of watching Coleman live out his dream?
I would describe it as surreal. Like, it is so exciting. It's hard to even put into words because he has worked for this since he was a little boy. And so now this is a culmination of his dreams coming true. So it's just surreal. I'm trying to take it all in.
What can you share about how he told you the good news that you were coming here to Miami and he wasn't pitching in Nashville last night?
Well, he actually called me a little after 11 o'clock, woke me up out of a dead sleep, and I knew I had been kind of anticipating him to call me at some point, and I answered, and I was like, hey, is everything okay? And he's like, Mom, I got called up, and so he woke me up out of a dead sleep, but it was well worth being woken up for sure.
Well, you have your daughter, Madeline, sitting next to you. You have more than 30 people who made the trip here to Miami to be here, grandparents, coaches, friends, siblings. What does that mean to have so much support for him here?
You know, it means so much to me, his dad, and I know to Coleman. All of our family, our friends, he has such a strong support system, and they've been his support system through his entire life. So it means the world to have them all actually physically here tonight.
How are you handling your emotions?
Well, when he first walked on the mound, I was just a puddle. I was crying, and then I was excited. So I feel like I've pretty much just been an array of emotions tonight. But I'm trying to rein it in a little bit. But it's hard. It's just, it's surreal, and it's hard not to be just crazy excited and over the top.
Well, last one for you, just as we wrap up here. What can you tell us about Coleman and, this dream of playing Major League Baseball and now to see it come true for him? Just everything he's been through, right? Tommy John surgery and a couple of trades, a couple of different organizations.
Well, Coleman is one, he's been since a little boy. He is just a hard worker. He's one of the most determined people you will ever meet. You're not going to outwork him. And when he sets his mind to something and has a goal, he's going to achieve it. So I had no doubt that this day would come. I was just wondering, we all were like, okay, when? We knew it would come at some point, but he's got the sweetest spirit. He's humble as he can be, and he's just, he's a hard worker. So he's really worked through a lot, and I'm so, so proud of him to finally get here.
Well, congratulations to you, your whole family. It's so great to meet all of you and share this time with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back up to you.
Oh, man, I'm a fan of Macy. That Georgia sweet tea accent, Tim, reminds us of home.
It does.
And so well spoken and articulate about her son and having to go through all these emotions with her son on the mound for the first time. Great support system, you can tell. As Sanchez able to check his swing, and he'll reach on the walk. I promise you, while Coleman is in game mode right now, you think about all these players and all the benches that the parents have sat on, all those hard aluminum seats from Little League on up in the, just the journey that is required to get to the elite level of the major leagues, man. It is an incredible accomplishment. He is in the baseball encyclopedia forever, no matter what happens with his career. He wants a nice, fruitful career for sure. But she kind of processed that right in front of us in real time, what it means to the families, and that's what makes it so special.
Well, I think you are processing things from when they're kids and all the practices and the lunches and the travels and the, striking out 3 times or giving up a home run and all the things that you go through. Then you get older, then it's injuries, you get traded, you get, activated, you're on the IL, whatever it is. All of that comes flooding back in these moments because it's not just, hey, you happen to show up and make it.
That ball's ripped into right field, a base hit. Jake Bauer stings one. So following the Sanchez walk, Bowers with a single. He's 2 for 2. And these two guys right here, Sanchez and Bowers, carrying the load for the Brewers when they desperately need the big bats.
I feel like at least one of them's on every time, but almost whoever leads off the first time gets on base. The next guy's definitely doing it. Walk by Sanchez. Bowers, who, by the way, ripped one foul on first pitch. He likes to swing first pitch.
Cooked that one at 110 miles an hour. First and second now, one away. Look out, Rengifo is hit by a pitch. Up and in, and it clipped him. You could kind of hear the double tick. Hit Rengifo and then into the mitt. And now the bases are loaded. And the Brewers trying to give their young pitcher in his debut some run support.
And I think Junk's going to get a visit from the pitching coach, kind of talk this through. Kind of escalated quickly, right? Ball 4, 3 pitches later, a rip into right field, and then first pitch. I think it might have missed the elbow guard.
It just clipped it. There's the double hit you can hear. Umpires are using their ears as much as their eyes there. You can't quite see that on just a glancing blow. They're loaded up. Big chance for the Brewers. They had second and third with one out in the second inning. And now they're loaded with one out. And Garrett Mitchell, a chance at redemption here. Mitchell struck out with runners in scoring position back in the second inning.
It was a good at bat. Saw 7 pitches, started 0-2, ended up getting to 2-2, and then struck out on a heater up. So he has seen a lot of pitches from Junk already in this one.
Career with the bases loaded. 3 hits and 9 at bats, including a double. He's 2 for 2 this year. And a little tapper in no man's land. Mitchell flying down the line is safe. Everybody's safe. A run scores, and the speedy Mitchell gets down the line for an infield hit. And the Brewers strike first tonight. 1-0 on the Mitchell RBI. And how about the Brewers? This is the way they've been scoring their runs the last 3 games.
An ambush Chapa to the right side. There's a miscue in the Bermuda Triangle between first pitcher and second. Mitchell flying down the line, able to hit the front of the base before Norby can hit the back of it. Gary Sanchez comes across. 1-0 Brewers.
And still at it. Big swing by Jones. Bases loaded, 1 out. Brewers and the Marlins are the top 2 teams in the majors in infield hits. And the Brewers are now within 1 after Mitchell's dash to first. Jones, a hot one. Chance at a double play ball here. Step on the back, throw to first. It's high. Jones is safe, and another run comes in. It made for an awkward double play with the infield end. Lopez had to retreat. That means you're throwing off balance. He knew he had to hurry. Jones runs well, and the Brewers got a break right there. Brewers now lead 2-0.
This is reminiscent of what we just saw the last 2 games of just putting the ball in play on the ground. I mean, this is a tough play for Lopez. If he throws a good throw, probably gets the speedy Jones, but that's a tough play to be accurate upon. Obviously, the throw is high, and the Brewers still have another chance to get a run in.
It does make you wonder. Otto Lopez gets a little bit greedy there. A throw to the plate was a force as well, probably an easier option. He's got no chance at a double play if he comes home. He took a shot to try to get out of the inning. Couldn't pull it off. And now Jones takes off. Throw to third is into left field. In to score Rengifo. Jones flying around the backs to third base. The Marlins are kicking it right now. Ramirez with a costly error.
Well, you know they had a plan against this speedy Brewers running team, and I think the plan all along was to back pick, try to get Rengifo at third, but Ramirez just airmails it. Great job by Jones, looking up, seeing what's going on, and then being able to get to third.
So Rengifo scores on the E2. Credit Jones with a stolen base. And Hamilton shows bunt with a runner at third and 2 outs, and we got a challenge here.
The ball, the catcher's challenging.
Ramirez is challenging that call. He is upset.
I think he's just trying to slow things down a little bit. I mean, you can feel it up here. It's speeding up. It's speeding up. Junk's trying to make a good pitch. Ramirez is trying to be a good receiver. Guys are running everywhere. Ball being put in play.
And he misses on the challenge. Hamilton drops a bunt down right back to the pitcher. Junk makes the play, and that will retire the side. But the Brewers score 3 runs. And a couple of costly miscues by the Marlins. One of those an error. 3-0 Brew Crew as we go to the bottom of the 4th. For every Brewers RBI, the Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours, equivalent to $250 of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers are proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. A 3-spot on the board on just 1 hit. Brewers again play a little small ball. The Marlins commit an error and then a misplay. That was not scored as an error and won't be. But Coleman Crow now with a 3-run lead with which to work. He's gone 3 innings, only 2 hits, only 1 walk, and he has struck out 3 thus far. And a delightful interview with his mother, who bedazzled her Brewers hat. You think she did that from last night to today, or you think that was already in the mix?
Maybe it was the hat sitting on the shelf just for this game.
And that is on brand with a Georgia mom right there. The full bedazzle of the Brewer logo. One and 2 the count. Bouncing ball foul. He looks like he is extremely poised and comfortable in his surroundings. Look at that, all 10 curveballs. 3,000 RPM.
Well, that was the #1 thing on him, is he can spin it.
Brewers don't have a pitcher that has that kind of action on a curveball, so he's got them all right now.
Well, I'll tell you what it does. It does for William Contreras. When you have a guy that's able to mix it up the way he does and have that much of a differential from a fastball to a curveball that snaps like that, he's having fun behind the dish calling a game. These are fun moments for catchers to be like, man, we can do this. We got cutter here. We can go fastball top of the zone. We can go hammer down.
Full count. Liam Hicks, the designated hitter, starting the inning, and he pulls one right to Bowers. There's the curveball. 1 away in the 4th. Crow's always had a good curveball. There's 2 things that have really gone against him throughout his career, and he's used it as motivation. Doesn't have big velocity on the fastball, low to mid 90s, which is average to below average in this day and age of the high velocity pitcher. And he's a right-handed pitcher that is short of stature. Brewers took a chance on him. He was in his rehab from Tommy John surgery when they acquired him from the Mets. He was in that trade with the Mets that involved Adrian Hauser and Tyrone Taylor. So they knew he was going to be down. They finished his rehab, the Brewers did, because they believed in his guile, his approach. Fly ball deep into center field. That ball is well hit. Mitchell going back, and he can't get it. It's off his glove. Otto Lopez thinking about third. He's on his way. Terang's throw comes in, and it's late. Crow there to back up, fortunately. And that is going to be a triple. Mitchell was there. He just short-armed it at the last moment with the wall approaching.
Otto Lopez proving why he's one of the top 10 in average. This right here going opposite field into the gap on a fastball up. Mitchell up against the wall. Good throw in. Good transfer by Bryce Terang. Ball gets away, but congratulations to Coleman Crow to be able to back up right there. How many pitchers you see would not be in that vicinity at all?
Yeah, savvy. First ball swinging. Owen Casey, who singled in the 2nd inning. Lopez, you know, it would have been close. Rengifo just kind of whiffed on that throw from Terang. It's actually a pretty good cutoff and relay. These are unfamiliar surroundings for Garrett Mitchell as well. And he just kind of short-armed it at the last moment as it glanced off his glove. Would have been an amazing catch. There's a line shot, and Mitchell is there. That was a great catch. It's going to bring in a run on a sac fly. That ball was tattooed by Casey, and it was slicing away from Mitchell. So 2 outs in the inning, wipes the bases clean, and the Marlins are on the board for the first time.
Not really sure you can call that a sac fly. I know it goes down that way, but that was a sacrifice shellac into center field. Great job by Mitchell. I mean, that ball gets behind him. Who knows what happens, but that ball was twirling a little bit into center field. 108 off the bat from Owen Casey.
Cooked it. There's Connor Norby. He takes strike one. 3-1. Brewers have the lead. Brewers just scored 3 in the top of this inning. And now the Marlins on the board for the first time. 2 outs, nobody on. Norby, a little soft liner out to Terang, his first time up. That ended the inning. Half swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. First base umpire Sean Barber raises the thumb on Norby. Crow chipping off all the first. He's just given up his first run in the majors. See if he can bounce back and finish off this 4th inning. .21 pitches last inning for Crow. Most he'd thrown in an inning. This will be number 64. And he misses with it. At some point, there's an adrenaline flush. More so for a guy making his major league debut than others. But I'm sure the Brewers are watching closely. Oh, he snaps off a big-time curve. He's got his family on their feet again. It's a backwards K to end the inning. 2nd consecutive inning. He has finished off the inning with a strikeout. He bends a little. A triple and a sac fly. But he comes back with the Uncle Charlie. Guy's got a nasty curve. Yeah. Tell you, Coleman Crow is putting on a show here. He has been impressive. Did give up a run, but that curveball is special. Got a strikeout to end the inning. Now we go to the 5th, top of the order, 3rd time around now against Jansen Junk. Junk's pitch count elevating a little as well. Brewers scoring 3 runs last inning. Junk not getting much help from his defense. Marlins committed their 16th error of the year. Only the Rays have committed more errors. Nationals and Marlins are 2nd in the major leagues in errors defensively. And it cost him in that 4th. Frelick 1 out of 2. He singled to left in the 1st inning. And a little pop-up to short in the 3rd. With Yelich's injury, Terang dropped down into the 3-hole, and Frelick's been getting starts in the leadoff spot. He's very comfortable in that position. His 4th start as a leadoff man. He's done it his whole life, though. 2-2 the count. Junk deals it, and a batted ball on the right side. Nice play. Edwards with the spin and the fire. Frelick just got out ahead of it and one away here in the 5th. Brings up Contreras. Brewers have 3 stolen bases in this game. And scoring without hitting the ball out of the infield. That one's beat into the ground by Contreras. Lopez for out number 2.
Hey, bring the family to the game Sunday, April 26th for Kids Cheer Free. Buy a Terrace ticket, you'll get a free kids ticket along with it. Plus, check out the new kids playground and more Sunday activities. Visit brewers.com/Family Sundays. New kids area is fantastic over there.
It's awesome. Big swing and a miss by Terang. Brewers have 2 series to play before they return home. Next Friday, 3 here in Miami, off day Monday, 3 in Detroit. Another American League opponent. As Junk rings the bell on Terang, big curveball. I mean, Junk's got a good curveball, but in comparison to Crow, it's the varsity and the JV.
A little bit.
There's no curveball like Crow's curve.
Averaging 67 inches of total vertical movement.
Ooh, nice, Tim.
With gravity.
Sound like CP3O right there. You're just spitting out some stats. I'm going to have you repeat that in a moment.
A great Star Wars reference on you.
Well, Star Wars night's coming up next Friday.
It is.
Thought I'd just tie it in. Swing and a miss. Terang strikes out. That was a good curve by Junk. Trying to match Crow, the rookie, in his debut. Send him back out, Skipper. Why not? He's going back out for a 5th inning.
Hey, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Brewers, the official source for your Brewers gear.
You were so rudely interrupted, Tim, by a batted ball in the air. A little pop-up that Hamilton runs down.
That's on me.
I appreciate you staying committed to the promotional material. There are plenty of them.
I mean, right now,
good job.
Go to MLB Shop. Get your hoodies.
I think people are going there anyway.
Probably.
I don't think they need your encouragement. You can scratch that off the list.
It was my idea. I had that promo in my back pocket, and I decided to use it.
One away here for Graham Pauley. Big inning here for Coleman Crow, trying to get through 5. You would imagine that would be it for Crow. He's about to face the batting order for the 3rd time as Pauley gets out ahead of 1, sends it a mile out of here, but well out in front. Bullpen activity for the Marlins. Calvin Fauché looks like he is preparing with some urgency. Curveball on the ground, right to Bowers. He's been busy tonight. Will take it himself. He owes Coleman that. And 2-men are out in the 5th. He's cruising, Tim. He's cruising right here.
What I really like about it is that not beating around the bush. You could say that around both pitchers. They're wasting no time. They're going to their breaking stuff. Don't want to get beat with a heater. We've seen the curveballs. We've seen the sweepers. Just 4 pitches in this inning, 3 being breakers.
2 outs for Jacob Marcy. 3rd time around now. So these Marlins have gotten a good look. Marcy walked his last time up, had a long at bat. If you remember that sequence, Crow tried to pitch him inside. Marcy didn't bite and drew the walk. Crow missing with a cutter. He's had the full arsenal tonight. He has been impressive. He's pitching in the big leagues just like he did in AAA. Effective starter in Nashville.
Well, Marcy's the one guy on this Marlins team that will see a bunch of pitches. He averages over 4 pitches per plate appearance. And if you're going to be the leadoff guy, maybe that should be part of your game a little bit. So not surprising that that was the only walk in this one from Crow.
1-2. Another one got in on the hands, a fastball, and Marcy is out. And Coleman Crow is having a night here in his major league debut in front of his friends and family from Georgia. Coleman Crow's through 5. He's got a 3-1 lead over the Marlins. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. By Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. And by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. Wirecam brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook, giving us a look here at Lone Depot Park on a Friday night. Brewers lead the Marlins 3-1. All 3 runs for the Brewers in the 4th inning. Sanchez started that inning with a walk. Marlins got their run in the bottom of the fourth on a sac fly by Owen Casey. Coleman Crowe coming off an 8-pitch fifth inning, which gives you an idea that he would be in consideration to go back out for the sixth. And a couple of dangerous hitters coming up. We'll see how they want to work it. John King is the lefty that just started throwing. Calvin Fauché was throwing last inning. 1-2 on Sanchez, and he takes a ball. Change up from Junk. He looks like a pitcher that's in position to return for a sixth inning. It has been impressive to watch. 2-2 to Sanchez. Missed again. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It would be great if he comes back out and gets through that sixth. Another quality start for the Brewers. They've had 4 on the season, 3 in the last 4 games.
Ground ball over to short. Otto Lopez with time makes the play for out number 1. Jake Bauers on the Wisconsin Lottery home run leaderboard. He and Gary Sanchez lead the club with 5 apiece. Terang has 3, hit 2 in a game last Sunday. And Wild Bill's chipped in with 2. Had an opposite field home run in the final Sunday on the homestand as well. Bauers 2 for 2 tonight. Opposite field single to left, hit it sharply, and hit a 110-mile-an-hour bullet to right field his last time up.
He's the only man in that 3-run inning to hit a ball out of the infield. Everything else was balls on the ground, and Brewers able to score 3.
Stole a base, scored a run on his card tonight. That one's in there. Fastball from Junk. 2-1 to count. Two balls and a strike, 1 out. Bauers lays off, takes a ball. Good take right there. 3-1. Now he's got himself in a hitter's count. Curveball didn't miss by much. Marlins have only 1 ABS challenge remaining. And that misses, and Bauers draws a walk. On base for the 3rd time. 1 out base runner. It's going to bring up Luis Rengifo, a switch hitter. Clayton McCullough has a lefty in the bullpen. Looks like he'd prefer Junk to have Rengifo hit lefty here. Rengifo snapped an 0 for 20 with an opposite field hit in the second off Junk. Shoots out into the gap left center. That's going to get down and go to the fence. Bauers off to the races. He'll score into second with an RBI double. Rengifo. And it's 4-1 Milwaukee. Busting out in a big way. 2 hits tonight for Rengifo, on base for the 3rd time.
Ambush City too, after a at bat that draws a walk from Bauers. First pitch, shellac, and he stays with the theme. Lefties going to the left side of the field, and you look at this Toyota drive of the game. That absolutely drove it into the gap. Amazing stuff from Rengifo. I think we're finding something here. I think the approach is finally coming out. We got guys that are attacking him early. We have guys that are working counts for long pitch count, and that was enough to send Junk back into the dugout and into the bullpen.
King's coming on. Junk is out. The Brewers lead 4-1 and still threatening here in the 6th.
After
Brewers lead 4-1. Luis Rengifo with an RBI double to add to the lead. And it's going to be John King, lefty, out of the bullpen to face Garrett Mitchell. Jansen Junk's day has come to an end. First ball swinging Mitchell, foul ball. What do you have on this left-hander King, Tim?
Yeah, he's done well so far this season. 9th appearance here. Sporting a sub-2 ERA. Able to fill up the zone. Has a great arsenal too. Sinker, changeup, slider, sweeper. Even mixes in four-seam and a curveball. But lefties are going to see a steady dose of sinkers and sweepers.
Mitchell with a runner in scoring position.
You know, when you mentioned Junk, when he was standing on the mound, he is on the far side towards first base. Obviously right-handed pitcher. Now here comes King. He is on the far side on the third base side, pitching from the left side.
0-2 the count here on Mitchell. He takes a ball. All about angles, I suppose. I've seen lefties go on the other side as well.
Absolutely. I always think of Mitch Stetter. He's stepping pretty much in the grass at second base and throwing it. But some guys need the meat of the plate. You stand on that side so more plate is open to you.
Well, he slings one in, and Mitchell strikes out. Second out of the inning. Well, Coleman Crowe got that right arm heated up, and the bullpen is empty. And the kid making his major league debut is going to be heading back out for the 6th. Here's Greg Jones with a runner at second. Switch hitter, hitting right-handed for the first time. Collected an RBI his last time up. Reaching on a fielder's choice, then he stole a base. He's got his first RBI as a Brewer. Jones with 2 hits in his major league career. This is just his 11th game in the big leagues. His first major league hit was a memorable one. He hit a home run. His first ever major league hit was a home run, a pinch hit home run in the 9th inning. He was playing for the Rockies back then. And a swing and a miss. Count is 2-2 here on Greg Jones. John King, 2 outs. Rengifo, good speed at second base. He'll be off with a crack of the bat. 2-2. Jones looks at one low.
Taking a look at Rengifo, he is starting out back, trying to create an angle in case of base hit, but he's moving up in the base paths. He's ready to run.
Here's a 3-2 and a swing and a miss. He got him. Changeup. Inning is over. Back-to-back Ks for King. Brewers strand a runner, but they get one. And it's now 4-1. And the major league debut of Coleman Crowe continues as he goes to the mound. Tim, he's gone 5 innings. Just the 1 earned run allowed, which came in the 4th. Came on a sac fly by Owen Casey. And that curveball has been something special as we take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
It's impressive, too, how he just keeps relying on it, and he should. He got 3 strikeouts on it. It's almost like he has a few different ones. We feel like he's had more break on some of them, and when it's down, it really doesn't pop out that much. I really like how he's attacked the zone with it, and I think as the game goes on, that's what he's relied on the most. Because I think he got burned on the fastball with that triple, and it was an 0-2 pitch. And the first thing that happens when you give up a hit like that on arguably your second best pitch, your first thought is, oh, I didn't get a chance to throw my curveball. So now we're seeing a lot more curveballs coming out of his hand, and rightfully so.
Brewers do not have a pitcher who has registered a 3,000 RPM curveball, meaning revolutions per minute or per motion, and Coleman Crowe has all 12 of them this year. From the desk of Dom Catronio, the 3,000 RPM club has 8 players now, including Coleman Crowe, most notably Nolan McLean. He's at 32.12. Man, that's a nasty curve. Seth Lugo is over 3,000 consistently. Ryan Presley, Charlie Morton. Those are the big curveball pitchers.
Probably see a Garrett Cole fall in there somewhere. I mean, this is the tag, right? You have to be good at a lot of things, but you got to be great at one thing to get to the big leagues. And the thing is, everyone in that Marlins lineup knows it.
Yeah.
So it's going to come. You're going to see the curveball, and that's what we've seen on a couple of batters. They're waiting for it, and he's been sneaking 91, 92 mile-an-hour fastballs right by him.
His parents, his sister, family and friends, his wife is up there, and they look a little more relaxed watching Coleman Crow do his thing here tonight. He's back out for the 6th. He does have backup. You saw D.L. Hall warming in the bullpen. I would imagine any sign of trouble, and they would go get him. He's got Xavier Edwards to start the inning. And on the first pitch, a high, deep drive into left center. That one is going to hit the wall. And Edwards with his second hit of the game, and he wasted no time here in the 6th. He's got a double to go along with his single now. And a lead runner on for the Marlins in the 6th.
When we do all that talk about the curveball, and what he does is 90 mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. And I mean, you talk about ABS all you want. Guys have been doing it for a long time, able to get to that fastball up. Unless it's 96 plus nowadays, 90 is very hittable. A little apprehension from left field and center field. Mitchell takes over and picks it up, gets it in, holds him to a double. But you got to think, once you get burned on the fastball, now it's time to get the curveball out.
If you're thinking about Hall, the matchup for him would probably be the next hitter, Liam Hicks. See how this batter goes for Crow, and he misses badly on Augustine Ramirez. Brewers send out their rookie for a 6th inning. Leadoff double. Needs an out. That run in the top of this 6th inning. Big insurance run to keep Crow out there. That's a pop-up. Bowers will watch that one into the seats. Finishing 6 innings in a major league debut is quite the feat. Last 4 major league debuts to complete at least 6 innings in Brewer history. Logan Henderson did it against the Athletics last year in April. In the air, this is playable. Who wants it? Jones and Mitchell. It'll be Mitchell who makes a call in the catch. And Crow has his first out. Logan Henderson, Robert Gasser finished 6 innings in his debut against the Cardinals. Jason Alexander did it against the Cubs. And Brandon Woodruff in his debut back in 2017. And Murph is going to make this an ultra positive day across the board. Coleman Crow shines in his major league debut. He will exit 5 1/3 with 1 run in, and he is going to exit to a big ovation from Brewers fans, his family and friends, and he is going to get quite the welcome inside that Brewers first base dugout. Welcome to the show, Coleman Crow. That was a special night. He'll never forget that one. Pitching change will set up Hall when we continue from Miami. Well, there is Coleman Crow's wife, Avery, and she is in tears, folded over at his debut here tonight. Liam Hicks on the first pitch he sees from D.L. Hall. Yep. You want to know what it means to the families? Those are tears of joy right there and a lifelong dream. Go ahead, Avery, let him fly. Proud of her husband. 5 1/3, 1 earned run. He strikes out 4 in his major league debut. 2 outs in the inning now, 4-1. And D.L. Hall trying to clean up this inning for Crow. Tim, he has been excellent this year. He's our Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all call to the pen. Reliable left-hander out of the bullpen, DL.
And sneaky good. You know, when you talk about lefties out of the pen, I feel like we always land on Aaron Ashby, but D.L. Hall, nothing short of almost perfection.
Lopez center field. That ball's hit well. Back on it is Mitchell. He is at the wall. It is gone. Otto Lopez turns one around. His 3rd home run, and the Marlins are right back in this game. A 2-out, 2-run home run. And Lopez now has a triple and a homer. It's 4-3 Brewers.
One of the guys in this Miami lineup that can hurt you. That was a changeup up in the zone. Tried to sneak it by him. Ends up going dead central. Now he's holding up some sort of sign.
The home run sign. One of those runs will belong to Crow. Close his book with 2 earned runs in 5 1/3. And now bases empty here for Casey. 1 ball, 1 strike on Casey. This ball was hammered. It had the sound. Boom. High changeup. And Otto Lopez did not miss.
Well, it was the first pitch changeup down below the zone, and then the second pitch was a very reachable changeup in the upper third.
Grant Anderson just in case. Casey a single in the second. Hit a line drive for a sac fly and an RBI in the 4th. Marlins got him from the Cubs, one of the Cubs' big prospects. Did he go? He did. Contreras got to secure this at first. He does. And the inning is over. Hall upset at himself about the homer, but he will exit with the Brewers in front. Marlins get a 2-run blast from Lopez. First earned run of the year against DL Hall. 4-3 Milwaukee.
Tonight's Tavern of the Game winner is Hideout Bar in Clintonville. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
David Hamilton leads off for the Brewers, now needing some insurance runs. They lead at 4-3. We're in the 7th inning in Miami. Headliner tonight, Coleman Crow, making his Brewers debut, his Major League debut. He goes 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk and 4 Ks. 2-run home run by Otto Lopez has tightened the screws here a little bit. Brewers scored 3 in the 4th with just 1 hit. Added 1 in the 6th inning on an RBI double by Luis Rengifo. Open air stadium tonight with the roof open. And a lot of wind swirling through here. Rollover ground ball over to first base for Norby, and out number 1 to start the 7th. Back to the top of the order now. Let's hear a word from our friends at Aurora Healthcare.
1, 2, 3, Brewers!
How does it feel?
Amazing. One of my best days ever.
Sal Frelick bats for the 4th time. 1 out of 3 tonight. Had a single his first time up. Opposite field hit. Been a tough start for Sal, but you feel like a hot streak is coming. He's too good of a hitter to continue with these type struggles. I think he likes hitting the leadoff as well. He'll hit anywhere in the lineup. One of those guys that's just glad to be in the ballpark and glad to be in the lineup, but he feels comfortable in that leadoff spot.
Well, you remember last year when they put him 5th, and Murphy was talking about why they do that, and statistically the 5th spot comes up as much as the 1st.
Chopper out to second base. Crashing in is Edwards, and he'll make the play for out number 2.
I just want to finish up on that. The reason they had him 5th in that coming as far as leading off an inning, they put him there because he felt comfortable there. So yeah, whether you're batting 5th or batting 1st, that's kind of the way the statistics roll.
Clayton McCullough's going to make a change here. He'll play matchup. 4 in a row for John King. Good work out of the bullpen for the Marlins. And with Contreras coming up, he'll see a new pitcher for the Fish. 4-3 Brewers, a pitching change in Miami. Potawatomi Sportsbook brings you Wirecam. Friday night, Lone Depot Park, home of the Marlins. And it's Tyler Phillips on the mound, 6th appearance of the year. and a minuscule ERA to start it. He is facing William Contreras. Contreras gets a lot of pitching changes in front of his at-bats. And it's a first pitch breaking ball, Tim, as you predicted during the commercial.
Well, I said he throws 70% off speed. He could throw a split, slider, sweeper. That's strange for a guy that has an upper 90s fastball.
Another sweeper, and it's 1-1 on Contreras. 4-3 game here. Brewers led 4-1. Otto Lopez, a 2-run homer off DL Hall in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another bender. 2-1. That was a good look at the difference between the sweeper and the curve. Curveball more straight down action. Oof. Power on power, and Contreras was ready for it. He just missed it. Had made up his mind. 2-2.
So far holding true that he's going to throw a lot more breaking balls than fastballs. Part of his success.
William conferring with a home plate umpire whether it was a strike or not. It was not. 2-2, 2 outs, bases empty. And Contreras launches one to left field. That is going to hit the base of the wall. Contreras on his way to second, and a belly flop double for the Brewer catcher. And a little point out to Sanoja. If it was on target, he would have had him, but it wasn't, and Contreras with a 2-out double.
This was an absolutely masterclass when it comes to what to do. Watch him. He's set for the fastball, but then stays back. Boom. That little bit of waiting. Waits on the sweeper. You can tell Phillips very unhappy.
Left to bat at 112. And it gives Terang an opportunity to get the run back. Contreras was not stopping. I don't know if he's looking at Sanoja or the Brewers bullpen. Either way, he's having some fun. Look at that, 112 off the bat. Cooked that one off the base of the wall and left.
Somebody needs to check on that wall.
Terang, opportunity here to drive one in. Bryce is 0 for 3. His on-base streak is in jeopardy. Terang's hit 3 homers this year, 11 RBIs. And he takes a ball, missing with that curve. Now it's 3-0 on Terang. Sanchez due next. There is a base open at first. It does look like Phillips is pitching around Terang a little bit. We'll find out here. Let's see if Bryce has a green light. And he takes ball 4. That looked like the old unintentional intentional walk.
Well, if with a righty on deck and you know that all your breaking stuff's going to play better towards him, why would you give the Brewers' hottest hitter in Bryce Terang a chance to do something special? Instead, you rely on, can I get Gary Sanchez to chase? But if he's able to keep his hands back like Contreras did on a breaker that's in the zone, this ought to be a good matchup.
Big moment here. Brewers lead 4-3, a chance for more. And Phillips misses. Take you back to Tuesday. Gary Sanchez homering in back-to-back games on the Wisconsin Lottery home run count. That was number 5, and it was a no-doubter. Able to enjoy that trot around the bases for El Gary. 2-0. Phillips struggling with his command here. Got into a full count to Contreras. Walked Terang on 4 pitches, and now he's missed with 6 consecutive pitches. That one's in there. Sanchez almost hit one out his first at bat, pulled it foul. They'll be running on contact with 2 outs. The 2-1. And he rings the bell on the inside corner. Challenge coming.
Sanchez has been good lately. Not here.
Tell you, Derek Thomas has been on his game behind the plate. He's been excellent calling the balls and strikes. Most of the challenges going the umpire's way, confirming his calls.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Sanchez has been so good doing it lately. Big situation. 3-1 to 2-2 now.
Phillips deals, and Sanchez fights it off foul. A splitter from Phillips. Haven't seen that one yet.
He missed early on to Terang with it, kind of off the plate. Very uncompetitive. Looked like he was just going to stick it in his back pocket, but maybe it's something that Phillips likes to throw to righties, maybe more than lefties.
Sanchez has been good in spots like this. 2-2 outside, ball 3. Jake Bauers due next. Runners in motion here. 3-2, 2 outs. Brewers lead by a run. They take off, and a ground ball foul by Gary. Contreras and Terang once again off with the pitch. Phillips steps off. It's a massive outfield here in Miami. Marlins outfielders are deep. Runners go. Sanchez fouls it away. Had a good cut. He recognized that curve. It didn't really curve as much as Sanchez thought it would, and he fouls it back. It'll be a 9-pitch sequence at least. Do it again. Contreras and Terang take off. And did he go? He did not. It's ball 4. And the bases are loaded. All of this coming with 2 outs. A double, a walk, and another walk. And a ton of pitches already for Phillips. 18 already.
Yeah, he held up. Good job. Skipped it in front of the plate, too, did Phillips. That curveball. You don't see too many folks get fired up about a walk, but situations like this, I mean, he battled for that one.
Hot hitter at the plate. Bauers lets it fly on the first one. Comes up empty. 2 grand slams in the career of Jake Bauers. Has not been retired tonight. 2 hits and a walk. He scored twice. Stolen a base. And a swing and a miss. Splitter, a good one. 0-2 on Bauers.
It's a tough spot to be in. Back-to-back splitters. He could go to a fastball at 97. Could go to a curveball here, or could triple up with a split.
Phillips has not retired a batter. 0-2 the count. Bauers lays off. Good take and a good block back there by Ramirez. John King retired 4 in a row. Got the first 2 outs of this inning. Phillips came on a 3-2 double to Contreras, and then back-to-back walks. Bauers trying to stretch this lead. 1-2 the count, and Bauers strikes out. He threw him another splitter. Brewers strand, the bases loaded. Phillips gets out of his own mess. Still 4-3 Milwaukee at stretch time in Miami. Marlins coming up. Game reset brought to you by Toyota. Brewers clinging to a 1-run lead now. Had a 4-1 lead at one point. Headliner is Coleman Crow. Major League debut, goes 5 1/3. Strikes out 4, giving up 2 earned runs. And that Otto Lopez 2-run home run has tightened his game. Bullpen game now. Grant Anderson on to pitch for Milwaukee. Bottom of the order coming up. It'll be Norby, Sanoja, and Pauly scheduled to hit.
This will be the 10th game already for Grant Anderson. He's been pretty good. Pitched last time against Toronto. You know, one thing about being a side hander is you got to be able to get lefties out as well as righties. He's been doing that this season. Really good fastball up in the zone, and of course that slider that's just wipeout.
Connor Norby, Marlins first baseman, been busy at first tonight. Big hack by Norby. First of a 3-game series against the Marlins. Marlins have been great in their home ballpark this year. 7-2. And a swing and a miss. Sticking with the fastball. Serpa loosening in the Brewers bullpen. Notched the save yesterday. It's going to be interesting to see how Pat Murphy deploys his relievers tonight. You figure Uribe is back and available. Oh, look out. Almost hit him. Up and in.
Yeah, probably didn't want to miss that high and tight.
Oof.
Sometimes it happens, though. But the best thing you can do for Grant Anderson is now locate something away.
2-2. High fly ball to left. Way back there and in the ballpark. The wind must be hitting those fly balls to left. Jones makes the play. Remember Contreras' ball out there as well. Feels like the ball's flying into the gaps in right center, but not to left. That was a scary fly ball out, and one away here in the 7th.
Yeah, over 100 with the exit velo, but again, the launch angle is not going to get it out.
Tough to hit homers here. Closed or open. What was interesting about today's conditions going down on the field before the game is it felt like the wind was blowing out, but it must be hitting it.
Well, at least at a certain level. I mean, the one Contreras hit, the one we just saw from Connor Norby, those were sky high. And they got no help once they got above that second deck.
In contrast, I thought Lopez's ball to center had some extra carry to it. It looked like a deep fly ball, but it looked like Mitchell was going to be able to make a play, and it just kept traveling.
Yeah, you're right. I think from the way that he originally went after it, it looked like he was going to have a beat on it. But one thing that we have to keep in mind here with this game is the Marlins had a day off yesterday. Their bullpen is going to be a lot fresher than what we've seen. The Brewers have relied heavily, even with quality starts.
Yeah, the Marlins played Wednesday. Rollover ground ball coming over Rengifo. He fires a strike in time for the second out.
Group celebrations are better at the ballpark. Save big on tickets. Enjoy hassle-free planning and custom tailgates when you make it a Brewers group outing. Grab your crew and visit brewers.com/groups to get started.
So 2 men are out. Here's Graham Pauley, 0 for 2. He's the number 9 hitter. Brewers are still going to have to go through the top of that Marlins order. Anderson trying to make sure it happens in the 8th. Xavier Edwards, the number 2 hitter, has been on twice with 2 hits. Lopez has been the star offensively for the Marlins. Triple and a homer. Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like Pauley may have tweaked something on his side trying to get out of the way of that pitch.
Yeah, let's take a look. Heater up and in, and ooh, he grabbed at his right side there. Winced a little bit. You know, they were pretty quick. Clayton McCullough was quick to get out of the dugout, almost like maybe they knew of something maybe he's been dealing with. So I'm sure they were keeping an eye on it.
That swing did not look very comfortable he just took, and I think they're going to pull the plug here. Sometimes you got to protect the players from themselves. And Pauley is going to be taken out. So the Marlins will have to go to the bench. Looks like Heriberto Hernandez is going to get the call. Marlins third baseman Graham Pauley is out. And Hernandez will bat. He's going to pick this up mid-count. 1-0 is the count. Chris Hook is on his way out, the Brewer pitching coach. He'll go through a scouting report on Hernandez.
Yeah, this is pretty standard. I think pretty much since Chris Hook has taken over as Brewers pitching coach, very rarely is he not out there when a guy enters the ball game. He wants to make sure that pitcher and catcher are on the same page and remembering how they're going to attack guys. One thing, this puts Grant Anderson a little bit out of a disadvantage because he did a purpose pitch high and tight on Graham Pauley. Now it's not going to be as effective when you bring up another hitter. He's trying to set him up, throw hard in away to be open later.
Does have a matchup advantage. Hernandez is a right-handed hitter. Be his third time as a pinch hitter. Struck out in his previous 2 pinch hit opportunities. Pick it up with a 1-0 count. 2 men are out here in the Marlins 7th. Brewers lead 4-3. And Anderson falls behind 2-0. Is it a challenge for pitchers to change the look mid-count?
Not really.
From right to left?
Not really, but you have a plan going in, or if maybe even you don't execute what you want, it's still you use it to your advantage. Contreras upset, I think, with Grant Anderson. He just fired a heater back to him.
Well, there's a left-handed hitter on deck in Marcy. Back to the top of the order. Got to make the comeback here if you're Anderson, and he fires a strike. This is the hitter to challenge right now. Heriberto Hernandez hitting just 149 on this young season. Got to make him hit his way on, make him swing the bat. No free passes here. Brewers lead by a run. 3-1 the count. Hernandez half swing. He goes. And now it's 3-2. Marcy on deck. And a matchup advantage against Anderson. 3-2 pitch, and Anderson missed. Oof. That is asking for it right there. So Anderson walks the pinch hitter Hernandez. And you can see Pat Murphy asking Contreras, what do you think? He relies on his catcher heavily. He's got a great feel for what is going on around the plate. And Contreras talked him into leaving Anderson here. Little tapper in front of the plate. It squirts foul.
I think Contreras was upset with Grant Anderson after that one pitch because he knows that if he ends up walking him, there's a chance that Murph's going to have to go to the bullpen here. And I think Contreras is like, no, let's get our guy to start a clean inning.
There's a great respect between manager and catcher. Murphy empowers his players. He wants them engaged and thinking about every facet of the game. Contreras would have a better feel than anybody. It is interesting because, you know, the Marlins are one of the teams that are calling pitches from the dugout now, which is, it just makes you shudder to think about it, but that's the new age, and they believe they have a better feel for the game from the dugout. Oh, got a pickoff here. Hernandez got caught off the bag. The tag is in time. A massive base running mistake by Heriberto Hernandez. And it leaves Marcy at the plate. Anderson picks off a runner. Officially, it'll be a caught stealing. The inning is over, and the Brewers still lead it as we go to the 8th. There's a look at the injury report brought to you by Freighter Health and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Brewers have some significant pieces on that injured list. Hoping to get Churio and Vaughn back soon. Yelich is going to be a while. And Luis Rengifo starting this inning. Phillips back on the mound. Hernandez still going through his base running blunder. He takes over in left field. So Noah moves into third base. As Graham Pauley has left this game with an apparent injury to his side. Rengifo again to the opposite field. Had a man there this time. Sanoa. And out number 1. Send it down to Sophia. What do you have, Soph?
Well, Jackson Churio is here on the trip, and that's so he can start swinging under the supervision of the training staff. He was scheduled to start doing that today, so that is obviously going to be the final step for him, just to build up the volume of at-bats, and when he gets to a point, he'll likely head out to a rehab assignment, but again, that's the final step for him. He's been trying to do everything else just to keep himself in shape and ready to go when he returns.
Good stuff, Sophia. Thank you. Talk to Jackson. He's in good spirits. He said he feels like things are improving, as Sophia mentioned. He's so eager to get back on the field. He was injured participating for Venezuela in the WBC. I'll tell you what, the WBC guys were in high demand before the game. Serpa and Churio, Contreras, huge media contingency, Spanish-speaking media contingency here wanting to talk about how exciting the WBC was, especially for that Venezuelan team.
Yeah, just a month ago. It feels like for some reason it was longer ago, but only a month.
Mitchell, a swing and a miss, 2-1 to count. I walked into the dugout before the game and there were 10 media members surrounding Angel Serpa. That surprised me.
Well, you talked to some of these guys during the WBC. I was talking to Luis Amaro. He was my GM in winter ball, and he was talking about all these guys that participated, and he said when they won it, he found himself crying. He just couldn't help himself. That's what it means to some of these guys. That's what I love about the WBC.
Mitchell draws the walk. You saw Serpa in the bullpen. He'll be next. One out walk for Garrett Mitchell. He's aboard for the second time. He is a base stealer. And here comes Greg Jones. A switch hitter will turn around, hit left-handed. Shows bunt, bunts it foul. Jones got a right-handed at-bat in the 6th inning, struck out. His RBI came off the left side in the 4th, and then he stole a base. Brewers got 3 in the 4th. Marlins scored in the bottom of the 4th. Milwaukee added 1 in the 6th, and then Otto Lopez homered a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 Brewers, 8th inning. And it looks like Pat Murphy is set up to get to the finish line here with Serpa and Uribe. One ball, one strike. Mitchell, the runner at first. And that missed. Not by much.
Well, you can tell Phillips is trying to be quick to the plate, knowing that Mitchell could be going, and Ramirez popping out of his crouch, trying to prevent the stolen base. So even before anything happens, 2 guys already affected by Mitchell just standing at first.
Runner goes Mitchell, and a swing and a foul by Jones.
And there's something to it too, and we've seen this with the Marlins. Teams like this, they want their players to be aggressive early. Be aggressive early in the season. Steal. It's way easier to start telling guys to slow up and be less aggressive rather than, hey, a month into the season, hey, we got to pick it up and start stealing more bases.
2-2. Mitchell stays put this time, and a swing and a miss. Jones is out. Splitter's been a big pitch for Phillips. He couldn't find it early in his outing last inning. Loaded the bases on a double and 2 walks, but he got a big strikeout with that splitter with bases loaded.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, but he's definitely found it. It's right where he left it. Splitter, bottom of the zone. Same pitch he got Bowers on last inning.
So 2-men are out. Mitchell still at first, and a wild one to David Hamilton. Hamilton would love to send one in a gap or down a line. Mitchell would score if that was the case. Heck, Hamilton may score if that was the case. I would love to see Hamilton pop the clutch on an extra base hit and watch him run. One of the fastest players in the game. Reminds me of another speedy Hamilton. Billy Hamilton.
Did you want me to say
I was waiting for you to chime in. I saw smoke coming out of your ears, and I'm like, I'll let him off the hook.
Well, I was just going to comment on this park. This park is no stranger to triples. Already 5 at Lone Depot Park this season, only behind Oracle Park in San Francisco.
That's good research. Good.
Well, this is the type
live research.
This is the type of playground for guys like this. Yes. I mean, you find a seam, hit a ball into a gap. I mean, this is what it's all about.
That's why Ichiro loved coming here late in his career. Back-to-back strikes, and it's 3-2. This is going to get Mitchell on the run now. Full count, 2 outs. The speedy Garrett Mitchell will get a head start. There he goes. Hamilton fights one off. That splitter was down and in, but you can't take the risk. Sal Frelick due next. Brewers strung together some 2-out activity last inning, putting 3 on. Keeping the pressure on Phillips. 3-2, there goes Mitchell, and a swing and a miss. The splitter is dialed right now. Phillips has 3 strikeouts on that pitch. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with the Brewers clinging to a 1-run lead.
BCF's 28th annual 5K, 10K Famous Racing Sausages Run Walk will be held Saturday, July 11th at American Family Field. Participants will receive a t-shirt, bobblehead, ticket voucher, and more. The money raised goes to support a great cause for veterans and their families at Fisher House, Wisconsin, and the Clement J. Zablocki VA Medical Center. You can go to brewers.com/5K to get signed up, and the Run Walk is presented by BCF's Leadership Council.
Always a great time. Thanks, Sophia. Here is Angel Serpa. And we're getting into the business end of this ball game tonight as Serpa takes over in a 4-3 game. He got the save yesterday. Jacob Marcy was at the plate when Hernandez was caught stealing. He goes from Grant Anderson to Angel Serpa, a nasty lefty. Thanks a lot, Hernandez, he says. 1-run games this year. The Brewers have been in 4 of them. They've won their last 2. Back-to-back 2-1 wins with excellent bullpen.
And part of that yesterday, that was Serpa. He got his 2nd save of his career through an inning, gave up a hit.
Marcy on the ground. Terang ranges over, makes the play for out number 1. Marcy's a lefty who handles left-handed pitching. That's a big out for Serpa. 1 away here in the 8th.
Well, one thing that makes Serpa so good is that he is one of the toughest pitchers in all of baseball to get a ball in the air. In fact, the only time that he ran into a hiccup at all in his 9 previous games was against Washington. Gave up 4 earnings. There were some baseballs in the air. Usually he's a ground ballsman.
Misses inside on Edwards. Dangerous hitter at the plate. Edwards, one of the top hitters in Major League Baseball. Came in hitting .338, 5th in the majors in batting average. Top 6 in total hits in the big leagues as well. And he's got 2 more tonight. Single to right in the 3rd off Crow, and then he doubled off Crow to left center in the 6th inning. And he was aboard when Otto Lopez went deep. 2-0, and 3 balls, no strikes.
This is a very dangerous Marlins lineup as you take a look at the average leaders this season. When you start talking about Edwards, Ramirez, Hicks, Lopez, really nobody you can pitch around. And then they're doing this all without Kyle Stowers, too, who could be coming back as early as tomorrow, possibly Sunday. A guy that really swings the bat well against Brewers pitching.
Griffin Conine went on the IL, hamstring injury last week. Not the level of injuries the Brewers have endured as far as impact players.
Right.
They got off to a great start, the Marlins. They've dropped 5 of their last 6, however. Big hack by Edwards. 3-2 the count now. Serpa's come back from 3-0. Serpa back on the mound where the WBC started for him and Team Venezuela. winning the title at the WBC. It was 1 month ago that Venezuela captured gold. 3-2 in the air, jammed him. Foul ball. Bowers will watch it off the screen. First leg of that WBC for Venezuela was right here in Miami. So Ramirez on deck. He was down 3-0. Another 3-2, and it just missed it. A challenge by Contreras. Oh.
On the field is the ball, the catcher's challenging.
Challenge presented by T-Mobile. This one's got some spice to it. Oh, it just misses. My goodness. Wow. Ouch. Wow. 0.2 of an inch. Edwards draws the walk. Brewers are out of challenges. Man. Got to tip your hat to Derek Thomas behind the plate. He has had a great night calling balls and strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. Double play candidate at the plate in Ramirez. He's got some pop in his bat too. Oh, and 2. Serpa coming right at him.
Well, with all these, if you got a righty up, not very fast. I mean, Ramirez is above average for a catcher. He will steal bases, but as far as sprint speed to first, and then you got Serpa getting ground balls, this could be a double play.
Oof. Too good of a pitch. That sinker was in the wheelhouse. Ramirez against lefties hitting right about the same numbers against righties, but he does have his lone home run against a lefty. 4 RBIs of his 9.
I'm kind of curious to see if they put the man in motion here.
Popped him up. Wind's blowing, out of play. Serpa, one of the 3 relievers in that closer's wheel right now for Pat Murphy. Uribe, Serpa, and McGill. McGill might be pitching in a non-closer's role for the short term. He was good yesterday, McGill, in the 8th. Serpa had the 9th. Now he's trying to get through this 8th inning. And a drive into left field. On the run, Jones. It's off the wall, and it gets by Jones. And Edwards around third. He will score the tying run. And Serpa gives up a double and an RBI to Augustin Ramirez to tie this game. Jones just got caught too close to the wall, and it bounced off that fence and by him.
This was an 0-2. It was slider down, not down enough, but Edwards was running on the pitch. That's why he was able to score standing up on this one. Yeah, the ball bounced far away, but because he was in motion, able to get around the bases, and Ramirez reminding everybody about his 55 extra base hits that he had last season.
Brewers have had a lot of opportunities offensively to stretch the lead. Just 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. That lone hit was Garrett Mitchell's infield single, and it has come back to bite him here in the 8th. And think about how close that 2-strike pitch was to Edwards. 0.2 of an inch. And instead of a strikeout, it was a walk. And now Ramirez drives him in. 4-4 game. We started over. Here's Liam Hicks. First pitch is in there. No balls and a strike on Hicks. He's 0 for 3. Popped him up. Foul territory. Rengifo. 2 outs. Let's hear a word from Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Get way out there. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Well, you got a dangerous hitter coming up who's hot. You might consider putting him on. Pat Murphy has not been so willing to do that in the early part of the season. Serpa is going to challenge Otto Lopez, and he deals him strike one. This is risky here.
It is.
Got a left-handed hitter on deck.
Well, I thought maybe they would try to get him to chase out of the zone, but that was a meaty fastball first pitch.
Lopez has tripled in his game. He hit a 2-run homer last time up to make it a 1-run game, and now the Marlins have tied it. Serpa 20 pitches into his outing. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a liner foul. Man, Lopez looking very hitterish right now, Tim. This is a dangerous batter right now.
Well, this is where you got to dig deep and make something happen.
Casey, the lefty, is due next. A good hitter. Serpa taking on all comers right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and he misses with a fastball. 2-2.
One of the things I love about Angel Serpa is that he throws heaters in. Right now they're just a little bit too far in, but for the most part when he's getting in there, righties don't like to see that, especially at mid-90s coming in that late cut that he has.
Go ahead, run at second, and Lopez lays off. Lopez does not have great numbers against left-handed pitching in his career, but in the here and now, you would imagine his confidence is through the roof. He has barreled up 2 balls in this game. Full count, 2 outs. And on the ground, Terang lays out. He's got it. Fumbles for it. No play. Throw to third and safe at third. Bryce Terang makes a brilliant stop to save a run. And looks like he might be injured. He may have rolled that wrist. Ball popped out of his glove. That's what cost him the out. But it was a heck of a play to save a run right there. Looking at his right hand.
I mean, right when it was hit, we knew it was going to be tough for Bryce to get there. Like his glove hit the turf. That's why he wasn't able to come up with it cleanly. But good job to do a little fake Blake Lally over at third base.
Oh, he made contact with him.
Not sure you're allowed to do that.
No, you are not.
If you're going to be that far down the line, I wonder if it looks like no one's going to say anything. Well, when you're running like that and you feel like you got the green light because you assume it went through, and all of a sudden you see him knock it down. As a runner, you have no view of that. You have to rely on your coach. Blake Lally couldn't get his attention, so he just grabbed him and forced him back.
Tied at 4. Austin Slater pinch hits for Casey. Uribe and Woodford loosening in the Brewers bullpen. Serpa continues on here. Pitch number 26 of the inning. Getting to the end of his tank, and he deals a strike. Slater, a reliable pinch hitter. Done it often throughout his career. Cue shot foul. Had a good cut at it, but ahead of it. One ball, 2 strikes a count. Go ahead, run at third. Slater late on that pitch. Slater in his career has hit 45 homers. He's hit 30 of those 45 against left-handed pitching. Most of his matchups have been against lefties this year, and hit for a low average to start the year. Serpa's in the teeth of it right now. A run is in. First and third, 2 outs. 29th pitch of the inning. And Slater had a good cut at that one. He's just missing these. That was not a strike. Slater is in full swing mode right now. Serpa has not induced a swing and miss in this inning. 1-2. 2-2.
Just the second off-speed pitch out of his last 10. Ground ball to Bryce Terang was a slider down, and then you see the changeup. Feels way more comfortable throwing sinkers and four seams at this point.
It's a lot to ask, especially when you pitched the ninth in the previous game. The intensity of a save situation in a 2-1 game. 2-2, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, which means Lopez is going to get a head start at first. Connor Norby due next. This is most certainly Serpa's last hitter. Wheels in motion. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner at first goes, and a swing and a foul. Can't shake Slater. That pitch was up in the strike zone as well. Be a 9-pitch sequence at least for a pitcher who is desperate to get this inning in the books. Reaching deep here. 33rd pitch of the inning for Serpa. And he struck him out. The first swing and miss of the inning on his 33rd pitch. That is a huge K. But the Marlins do score. And we are all tied at 4 as we go to the 9th inning. All right, Tim, easy call here. Aurora Healthcare defensive play of the game. No doubt about this one.
Well, you got a rookie on the mound making his debut. He needs some help, and what's he get? He gets Sal Frelick, the flying trapeze. Yeah. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. By the way, everyone's legit on defense. And speaking of legit, he's Pete Fairbanks coming in for these Miami Marlins.
4-4 game in the 9th inning. Frelick takes a strike. Frelick batting for the 5th time. He's 1 for 4. Brewers surrender a lead tonight. They led 4-1 after they scored in the top of the 6th inning. In the air to center field, going to hang up, and Marcy puts it away for the out. 1 away.
Hey, don't miss an epic post-game laser show at the Brewers Star Wars night game on Friday, April 24th, presented by ESPN Milwaukee. All fans can stay after the game for the laser show. Get your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Sounds like there's a laser show going on outside in Milwaukee right now. And more storms. Hope everybody's safe. Stay inside. Stay away from those windows. Tornado warnings. No fun. It's been a brutal weather week in Milwaukee. A lot of flooding. Better days are ahead. I hope everybody stays safe. Contreras batting with 1 out. Doubled his last time up. Ripped one off the wall and left. And now Augustin Ramirez wants to talk this over with Fairbanks. It is only Uribe now. Plan A, the Brewers score a run, give the ball to Uribe to try to close it. But he'll be coming in regardless, whether it's tied or the Brewers lead. No more challenges left. He went to his helmet.
Psych.
He would have lost that challenge.
Well, if you're looking at Pete Fairbanks, and we showed his ERA, and it was in the 10s. I mean, he had a couple of hiccups. His last 2 outings, gave up 3 in New York, gave up 3 in Atlanta. This guy is notorious. He's been about as good as it gets last 5 or 6 years.
0-2 misses high. Fairbanks has had a great career. You know, when it's all said and done for him, he's going to look back. He's pitched in some big moments. He's been clutch. Not a lot of pitchers like him. He is funky in a good way. Straight over the top. Almost throws it like a catcher. Takes that hand right to the ear. Short arms it, as they say.
6'6", 235. Has 92 career saves. Most of those coming with the Tampa Bay Rays. He's used to the humidity. He's trying to get that breaking ball to work.
2-2. Contreras a tick late on it, and a fly ball to right. Out number 2. Slater entered the game, and as the pinch hitter stayed in to play right. So it's Bryce Terang. As of right now, Terang's diving stop. He didn't record it out, but he saved a run from scoring, which would have been the go-ahead run. He's had a couple of stellar plays defensively himself. Hunting one mistake from Fairbanks. Terang with plenty of power. Bryce walked his last time up to extend his on-base streak. He's reached in all 17 games. Oof, Fairbanks. Big fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Good idea by Bryce Terang. Looked like he was trying to get on top and get it to left field. Unable to catch up to it.
17 straight this year. 23 in a row going back to last year on base for Terang. Hoping to get Sanchez a swing at Fairbanks in this 9th inning. Tied at 4, 2 outs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fairbanks deals. Terang takes one in the dirt.
Fairbanks has one of those deliveries that you would never teach a child, right? Just ball to ear. Looks like he's almost pushing that changeup from that arm slot.
And he's so tall. I'm guessing his fastball plays up a couple of miles an hour too, just because you don't see it well.
He's usually up in way upper 90s.
And he got him. That was a nasty slider. Froze Terang. Fairbanks retires the Brewers in order in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Brewers hope to get this one to extra innings. It'll be Uribe when we come back. Beautiful night in Miami on a Friday night, starting a 3-game series with the Marlins. The Brewers had a 4-1 lead. Let it get away. Marlins got a 2-run homer by Otto Lopez in the 6th. That was off DL Hall, and then Serpa giving up a run in the 8th to tie the game. Now it's Abner Uribe. Tim, not a save situation. He's trying to get this game to extra innings.
Almost as big as a save situation, right? Here's a guy that started out of the gate doing just fine. Stumbled a little bit, but got back on track against Toronto. He does have a day off, though. That's what a lot of the guys in the Brewers bullpen don't have. His last time he pitched was on Wednesday.
Opens up with a 99-mile-an-hour sinker. Connor Norby is 0 for 3. Marlins first baseman. Uribe's got the bottom of the order here. Clayton McCullough has had to get into his bench a little. Graham Pauley left this game with an injury. He would be due up 3rd. Instead, it's Heriberto Hernandez. Ooh, wicked slider in there for a strike. Man, is that any good? Challenge it.
Call the field as a strike. The batter's challenging.
Connor Norby, I don't think he's going to win this challenge. Ding, ding.
Hold confirmed. Miami's out challengers.
I'll tell you what, Derek Thomas is owning these challengers here tonight.
That umpire scorecard is going to look pretty good tomorrow.
He's 4 for 5 tonight in challenges, the home plate umpire. And a swing and a miss. Uribe with the wipeout slider perfectly placed. Norby is out. And the first strikeout on the board for Abner Uribe.
Especially coming after almost a backup slider inside that's challenged. Now he throws the one that he knows can't be hit very well. You can see the dot on that slider. Down and away, exactly like you draw it up.
One out. Here's Javier Sanoa, now the third baseman. He started the game in left. Brewers desperate to get to extra innings here, as the Marlins have come back to tie this game. Brewers have not yet flipped the switch with their high-end late game relievers. That was almost automatic the last couple of years. Just goes to show you how hard it is to get to the 27th out. Crowded him, almost hit him.
Was that you that yelled?
That was not me.
It sounded,
I think Sanoha was waiting on the pain, though.
Yeah. I'd make that noise too. 97. High and tight.
3-0 the count. Uribe's got to come all the way back here. Number 8 hitter. And a strike, take it all the way. Neither team with a challenge remaining. I'm sure that is a very satisfying feeling for Derek Thomas, the home plate umpire. And it's ball 4. And there's the winning run. Untimely walk by Uribe. He takes a walk behind the mound. And it'll be Hernandez now, with Marcy due next, the leadoff man. Let's see if Sanoha tries to steal a base. The Brewers and the Marlins are very active on the base paths. Two of the best base stealing teams in the majors. Stays put, and a sinker missed.
Well, one thing that Abner Uribe is really good at is getting the ground ball. He had 9 grounded into double plays last year. So if you don't see Sanoa take off, that's definitely going to be a chance.
Sanoa creeping over there, close play. He took a couple of shuffles to second, and Uribe almost picked him off. Contreras throws it well. Certainly don't want Uribe quickening his pace at this point. Got to get after the hitter. Big leg kick and a swing and a foul. Hernandez was caught stealing to end that 7th inning. A bit of a base running blunder with Marcy at the plate. But he did draw the walk. He came on for an injured Graham Pauley mid count and drew a 2-out walk in the 7th. Steve Reich, 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-2. Perfectly placed on the outer half. Can't do it any better than that. The comeback sinker.
We've seen some heavy fastballs. Fairbanks, now Uribe.
There just aren't many guys who have this much movement at that velocity in the majors.
Well, being here in Miami, Florida, that kind of humidity just takes over your sinker. It takes on a life of its own.
A ball and 2 strikes. See what he has in mind here. Check on first. Close play. They got him.
Wow.
Sanoa is picked off. Unreal. Clayton McCullough says play on. No challenge. And another base running mistake by the Marlins. Yikes.
Well, if you're going to steal a lot of bases, this is kind of what comes with it. Usually it's caught stealings, but this right here, they've been dancing at first the entire time. This right here is a result of all the work that the coaches do to plan for a team and go, hey, this is what they're doing when you come set. They're bouncing over there. They're taking small steps. Brewers able to get a couple of pickoffs and a caught stealing.
1-2 just missed. The Brewers have had a lot of success picking off runners. Just the timing of it all. Waiting on that extra little shuffle. 2-2. Uribe facing Hernandez with 2 outs in the 9th. And he's not biting. That's a pretty good slider. A lot of hitters will chase that. Now Uribe is forced to come in there. If the Brewers survive to the 10th, Terang will be the automatic runner. Sanchez would lead off. Brewers with the most pickoffs in the game. And Uribe missed. It's another walk. Oof, how big is that pickoff looking right now? Uribe shaking his head. He's been a little shaky with his command. Back-to-back walks. And now he's got to deal with Marcy, and Chris Hook is on his way to the mound.
He's probably going to say you had him 1-2 and then you end up walking him. Plenty of chances to make pitches, but you got to give a little bit of credit. Hernandez was not fishing for anything off the plate down and away. He took some good pitches. But no, I don't think Chris Hook's saying, hey, you're going to pick this guy off. I think you're going to go right after this hitter, play to your strengths, let the sinker sink, get a ball on the ground, and we'll send it to the 10th.
Uribe was a professional listener right there. He got it from his pitching coach and his catcher. Winning run at first. Jacob Marcy is coming up here, 0 for 3 with a walk. It has been a rough start to the year for the Marlins center fielder. Two outs. Uribe against Marcy. Good start. Uribe has not had trouble getting ahead. He's had trouble finishing off the last 2 hitters. Been to 2 strikes on both. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 99 and just dying at the plate. Oh, and 2 the count with 2 away. Uribe ready to fire. He goes, and a fly ball center field. Mitchell is there. And Abner Uribe is going to get out of this 9th inning despite 2 walks. Needed it. Extra innings in Miami. Terang will be the automatic runner. Sanchez, Bowers, and Rengifo coming to bat. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. New pitcher, Tim, is Calvin Fauché.
Game number 9 for him. We talk about a lot of breaking balls. Listen, the Marlins, this is what they do. He's going to come at you with sweeper and curveball. Those breaking balls more than fastballs. And is not allowed to run against Milwaukee in 4 appearances against him.
Great speed at second. Sanchez at the plate. Brewers and Marlins tied at 4. Marlins tied it up in the 8th inning on an RBI double by Ramirez, their catcher. Sanchez trying to untie it right here. Each team with 4 runs on 7 hits. Brewers led 3-0 and then led 4-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Sanchez tracks one in. Trevor McGill looks like he'll have the 10th and hoping it is a safe situation. Serpa gave up a run, the tying run. Uribe worked a scoreless 9th.
couple of big misses from Fauché. Last thing you want to do is throw into the backstop and get Turang to third.
Tim, Fauché was warming up in the 4th inning, and now he's in the game in the 10th.
We were warmer too in the 4th. Cooled off. Winds picked up.
Hitters count 3-1. Turang, and it's a pitch timer violation. It's ball 4, and Sanchez is going to draw a walk here. Wow. Marlins have made a ton of mistakes tonight, just random things that have cost him. Ortiz is going to pinch run for Gary Sanchez, 1st and 2nd, with nobody out in the 10th. Jake Bauers coming up. This is just the guy the Brewers want at the plate. Bauers, left field, sinking fast. It is down, a base hit. Cautious base running, rightly so. Good base running. And now the bases are loaded. Turang was in no man's land, but he was fast enough to start it up and get to third. How about Bauers with his 3rd hit of the game to go along with a walk?
Well, we told you like to swing early. Ambush, broken bat, flare goes into left. From our view, we could tell it was down. Turang not so sure. I'm actually kind of surprised Sanoa didn't try to go to first or go to third right there, and he kind of just throws it in. Fauché ended up being the cutoff man.
Turang and Ortiz, good base running there. First ball swinging, Rengifo, forced play at the plate. Oh, he throws it away! Safe is Turang. Ramirez inexplicably trying to turn 2, just whiffed. And if it doesn't hit the home plate umpire, another run would score. Brewers have the lead. Turang scores the run. The bases are still loaded. Rengifo on the first pitch.
I don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Oh my gosh. He's trying to keep his toe on the plate to give him a chance to turn a double play. Now it's Mitchell.
Well, I think he was trying to be like the first baseman, right? But it was on his right side. You have to move your feet and get over there. You don't just reach for it blindly.
He was moving his body away from the throw. Mitchell, fly ball left field, slicing. It is down. Into the corner it goes. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Rengifo stops at third. Garrett Mitchell delivers big time. 7-4 Brewers on a 2 RBI double by Garrett Mitchell.
Continuing to be an RBI machine, number 15 and 16 on the year. Stays right on this ball. It does not slice. Hefty chunk of line down there. Right off the line, you see Bauers able to score. Thought Rengifo had a chance, but dives back.
Marlins serving this one up on a platter, and Mitchell makes him pay. Greg Jones takes strike 1. That swing by Mitchell, a thing of beauty. Just staying down on top of it, driving it to the opposite field. Mitchell with 3 RBIs tonight. 2 hits and a walk. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Infield in. 3 runs have scored.
Yeah, that was a good curveball too. Mitchell, see, when you talk about bat speed, it allows you to see the ball longer. So he was able to see it and then make a snap decision. Scud missile down the line.
Chopper. Everybody stays put, and the out at first. Jones retired. First out of the inning. And now Woodford has joined McGill. Safe situation, it would be McGill, you would think. If the Brewers add on here, it would be Woodford. Which would be ideal to buy McGill a day off, even though he's going to fully warm up. There's David Hamilton now with 1 out. official score here, by the way, gave that error to Edwards, the second baseman. And while that's probably the correct interpretation, that ball's got to be caught by the catcher Ramirez in that situation. Has to be caught.
Well, in that situation, you vacate the bag, or you vacate the plate. You just have to. If letting it go anywhere, but better footwork would have probably made an out on the board.
Think about all the mistakes the Marlins have made, not just the 2 errors. The double play that wasn't turned, that led to a run. Twice getting picked off. Eliminated on the base paths. 2 balls and a strike, and Hamilton looks at one inside and low. 3-1 now. Second and third. Hamilton trying to drive in a couple here. 1 game leads to the next in baseball, and you'd love to be able to sit McGill down for another day. Strike, 3-2. Swing and a miss. Hamilton strikes out. Second out of the inning. Sal Frelick steps in with second and third. Brewers put another crooked number on the board as their second 3-run inning of the night, leading the majors in 3-run innings, 3 runs plus in an inning. 15 innings where they have scored more than 3 runs or 3 runs or more. Tied for second in the majors, I should say. He's first in the National League. Twins lead the majors in that category. You love those crooked numbers on the board. Those are backbreakers. 0-1 pitch misses to Frelick.
And it's worth noting that they did it really quick. It only took 8 pitches from Fauché before runs were scoring, guys were on base, and you turn around and you're going, what just happened? When Brewers offense is clicking, that's what it looks like. Take advantage of mistakes. Brewers have been taken advantage of this year already as well.
One ball, 2 strikes. Count evens at 2-2. Frelick with 2 runners in scoring position. Bouncing ball, fair ball, and a race to the bag, and Frelick is out. But the Marlins gift wrap one for the Brew Crew. They score 3 runs in the 10th. Started with a misplay at the plate on a batted ball by Rengifo. That opened the door. Mitchell then cashed it in. A double and 2 RBIs. 7-4 Brewers. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Family of Coleman Crow made his major league debut tonight. He pitched beautifully. Won't get the win. Brewers bullpen surrendered the lead, but 5 1/3 for Crow. 2 earned runs. And Tim, I beg your pardon. It's going to be Trevor McGill on to try to close this one out now. He's got a 3-run lead with which to work. Bottom of the 10th. Remember, there's an automatic runner at second base to start the inning.
Yeah, 3 for 4 in save opportunities. This will be his 8th game. Pitched yesterday, had a couple of strikeouts against the Blue Jays, and of course that heated exchange with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Hopefully some of that fire is going to spill over here in Miami.
Marcy's the base runner, made the last out. Uribe got him to fly out to center. So a speedy base runner at second. Well, McGill will focus his attention on the hitter. Xavier Edwards takes strike 1. Edwards a switch hitter, 2 hits and a walk tonight. McGill was excellent yesterday, his best game of the year. 3 up, 3 down, and let the Blue Jays know about it on his way out. Trevor took exception to the Blue Jays questioning him wiping the baseball off his pants when he would receive it from the umpire. Whatever is required for motivation, and that put a burr in McGill's saddle, and he shut him down in order yesterday. Right back in a closing situation tonight in extra innings. Got a tough hitter to deal with to start this 10th inning. Remember, when you get to extra innings, you do get a challenge, an extra innings challenge. So even though both teams ran out of ABS challenges, you add one in extras. That arms Contreras with a challenge behind the plate as well. Although tonight, Derek Thomas, the home plate umpire, has been on top of his game. There's only been one call overturned. A little half swing, able to check it, and it's 2-2. That curveball is such an important pitch for McGill. If he lands that one, the outcome is usually positive.
Well, really, it comes down to if they eliminate the pitch. When you're a 2-pitch guy and you're not landing your curveball or not getting chase on it, they're going to sit a fastball.
Drive into center field. That ball's well hit. Mitchell going back with room to make the play. Marcy will tag. That was a long, loud out. And Mitchell able to run it down. This ballpark plays huge. And thank goodness. So Edwards and Otto Lopez are dangerous hitters that are going good right now. It was Ramirez who drove in the tying run in the 8th off Serpa. Had a double with 2 strikes. He raked one off the left field wall. Runner at third. The automatic runner in extra innings. Just pretend like he's not there if you're McGill. There's a challenge. So Contreras is going to take a look.
The catcher's challenging.
That looked low from up here, and it is.
All confirmed. Milwaukee's out of challenges.
And Derek Thomas continues to shine here tonight behind the plate. Oh my goodness. What is he? I think he's 5 of 6. One and 2 the count. There's that good curveball, Tim.
Well, it gets better too the more strikes you throw. And we saw in the last hitter with Xavier Edwards, once he eliminated the knuckle curve, he was just sitting dead red. Luckily, when McGill's good, that ball's got a lot of life at the top of the zone.
It's a bullet foul. He jumped on that fastball. And you got to be looking fastball to get on top of a 98-mile-an-hour 2-strike high fastball.
And to basically hit it off the end of the bat down the left field line foul. That tells you all you need to know about what this guy's looking for.
See if McGill gives him the curve right here. The 1-2, back to the fastball, missed with it. 2-2 the count.
You know, you talked earlier about how the Marlins are, giving the pitches from the dugout. This is the kind of stuff you can see from the mound when a guy's looking for a pitch. We've already talked about it a couple of times already in this game where don't give them what they're looking for.
2-2 and a swing and a miss. Gave him the curve, and Ramirez strikes out. McGill has found his breaking ball the last 2 games. 2 outs in the 10th. The Brewers an out away from an extra inning win.
That's just a great pitch. I mean, you could tell he was looking for the fastball. He took a pitch up and away. Out in front on the knuckle curve.
That skips away from Contreras, and a run's going to score on a wild pitch. Won't count as an earned run on McGill's line. That automatic runner takes that away. But the run scores, makes it a 7-5 game. And the Marlins know they're a base runner away from bringing the tying run to the plate. And Otto Lopez is on deck. That's the guy you don't want to see until tomorrow. Hicks rips one right field, down fair, into the corner it goes. Liam Hicks into second base. It's a 2-out double, and Otto Lopez will step in representing the tying run.
Liam Hicks.
Brewers want to maybe check to see if Liam Hicks touched first base here. McGill's going to step off and throw to first, I think. As Chris Hook is on his way out. I don't know, Bowers is kind of indicating that he wants to throw. No, he touched him.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the replay crew saw that and chased Bowers away.
No, that's not the way you draw it up when you're working on practicing doubles. Got a little jelly leg going around first.
Yeah.
But he did get a fastball. He didn't offer at the curveball down, so got a fastball up in the zone, able to blast it down the line.
Well, one thing to keep in mind, if this game continues, if the Marlins should tie it in this inning, the Brewers have burned their DH. Joey Ortiz, who ran for Sanchez, stayed in the game to play short. But let's hope McGill can make that a moot point. 2 outs, 10th inning, first one's in the dirt. Otto Lopez has been a tough out. He is a double away from the cycle. Struck out his first time up against Coleman Crow. Then he tripled off Crow. Had the 2 RBI homer to center off DL Hall, and then had an infield hit in the 8th inning. Took a great play by Terang, otherwise would have been a hit and an RBI. The 1-0 in there.
Well, one thing too, with all the bullpen guys and all the pitches they've thrown, and the Miami Marlins with all the rest, they have Anthony Bender warming up in the bullpen right now. This guy is no stranger to high pressure innings.
McGill, just missed with a fastball. Brewers don't have any challenges. That was a ball anyway, but close. Woodford back up and throwing. 2-1, tying run at the plate. And he's late on it, a foul ball. 2-2. Well, the Marlins down to their last strike. Does McGill have one big curveball in him? See what he decides to do here. Contreras punches it in. 2-2 with 2 outs. Here he comes, and a swing and a miss. McGill strikes out Otto Lopez to end the game. He notches the save. The Brewers win a wild one in the opener of this series. 7-5 final. The Brewers shaking hands. And 3 in a row, Dilly. The Brewers are back to winning ways.
Go 8-2, lose 6 in a row, back to winning 3. This one's a close one too. Got a great performance from Coleman Crow in his major league debut. The offense showed up, put the ball in play. Garrett Mitchell with the big knock in the 10th inning, and then, I mean, give it to this bullpen. I mean, the pitch counts, pitching on multiple days, 3 out of 4 days. Trevor McGill closing the door, 4th save on the year. Brewers trying to get a roll going, and they're on it.
Confidence is back for McGill. And the Brewers are dangerous when McGill is dominant. 7-5 the final. Coming up next, Tim and I will have Brewers postgame presented by Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin. Sophia down on the field with interviews. She'll be in the clubhouse as well. We'll hear from Pat Murphy. It's all coming up. We're coming right back from Lone Depot Park as the Brewers pick up their 3rd consecutive win.